Hello. Hello. I haven't opened the game yet. I'm not gonna lie. I pressed start streaming and I was like, where are my glasses? I couldn't find them. And then I went downstairs and they were at my desk. I was like, that makes sense. And then I got a biscuit and then I came back up and there was like a minute left. And I was tried to open my file thingy and then the music ended and I had to turn me on. Where is the game? Where did I download it to? Make sure to insert disc 4. I'll try. I think it's in here. I did it. Okay. I'm ready. After it, I keep forgetting. It sounds very quiet in my ears. After a hard day slaving away, back to ever 17, and then I go back to slaving away again, but in Zeromus. Oh, joy, here we go again. Last time, Sugumi told us about her entire life story and then killed a small creature in front of me. So, I would never forget about this. Sarah's not in a coma and or bowling. Does it take 5 hours? Yeah. I saw Sarah's tweet that was like, I've been up all night because of a reason, and I will be sleeping. And I was like, I don't know if she's gonna be awake in time for Zeromus. But I guess we'll find out. Yes. Tuna sandwich. The sound of boiling, bubbling oil filled the room. I fried the tuna in silence. Tuna sandwich. In brackets, emotional. After getting up, we all gathered in front of the sandwich shop as usual. Is Sugumi here? Look would have it, everyone showed up at the same time. I guess I could have called it low-key. Oh, I was gonna be like, why is everyone else sad? But yeah, I forgot the child had a meltdown because he didn't want to eat tuna sandwiches anymore. Hello, hardly anyone said a thing. Everyone had glum expressions on their faces and ate silently. There was a strange atmosphere surrounding us. For some reason, it had become hard for us to look one another in the eyes. It felt like the beginning of a bottomless rift amongst us. Well, we only have a couple more days to live, so it's okay. And at the same time, there was a strange smell in the air. Sizzle. Ah! There's smoke coming from the tip of my finger. Smoke, smoke. Ah! That's hot. That's hot. I'd been firmly pressing it against the grill. Hastily cut the power. A juicy smell, not unlike sausage, was coming from the burnt tip of my finger. Ow, that hurts. Takeshi is a robot. I'm such an idiot. As I blew on my finger to cool it off, I looked around at everyone. Hey besties. Guess they don't really want to say anything. They didn't notice, but they all turned the cases down. They do not care about us. Only Pee-Pee was kind enough to acknowledge me. Yeah, Pee-Pee, I burnt myself pretty good. Ha. But soon even Pee-Pee turned his face away from me. Hey. It seemed like everyone hated me. I felt totally alone. The sandwich I just finished cooled off and soon it was no longer palatable. Felt like the morning after a funeral. Everyone knew why things had sunk so low. Everyone knew, but nobody wanted to say anything. A moment of carelessness had opened our hearts up to despair. We shoveled the tuna sandwiches into their mouths in silence. Wow, so profound. After we were all finished eating, everyone went to the conference room.
皆さんにお集まりいただいたのは 他でもありませ
Oh,
ん。
hey, bestie.
一刻も早くお知らせしなければならな
They
い
were
こと
just
が
upset that they had to eat tuna sandwich again. It's not that they hated us.
辛いでしょうが、現在の状況を正しく把握する必要があります。
Why
取
is
り
it?
乱さず、落ち着いて、心して聞いてください。
Sora paused for a second. Sora looked like all five of us in turn. You, Sugumi, Coco, the kid, and me. The conference room was silent, but I could hear the sound of water coming faintly from somewhere. We're all gonna die now? Was it water lapping in the hallways? Moments later, I couldn't hear it anymore. As if Sora was waiting for that cue, she slowly opened her
元
mouth.
凶は芳しくありません。
Sora extended her hand and a holographic window appeared in the space in front of us. Felt like I hadn't seen her do that for a while.
今のところ、新たな浸水の兆候がはっきり現れている箇所はありません。
Oh, that's good
昨
news.
夜のドリッドシュトックのコスミッシャーバル浸水以来、際立った被害は出ていませんが、その浸水によってレミューを支える支柱への負担は増大しました。フロア間の歪みは大きくなりつつあります。
Maybe
こ
not.
のままいくと、レミューは
We'll lose its equilibrium. Oh no.
大きく傾くことになるでしょう。
You hate to see
フ
it.
ロア区画の連結部への損傷が重なれば、健在な区画にも各種パイプなどを通して水が侵入してくる可能性があります。
Can't bring equilibrium, no. The enlightened
つ
calm.
まり油断のならない状況となっています。以前お伝えしたと思いますが、レミューの完全悪化推定時刻は
What day
5
is
月
it?
7日
Are
午
we?
前
Is
4
that
時30分
today?
前後。推定誤差はプラスマイナス12時間程度です。この推定数値には今のところ大きな変更はかかっていません。
Can you not make it more specific now that it's been however many days?
核兵器
I
強
guess
度
not.
は一部においてすでに限界を超えつつあるのです。崩壊は段階的に少しずつ、しかし確実に起こります。
Thanks, Sora. That really makes us feel
そ
better.
れはもう時間の問題です。
This is really gonna lift the mood. Sora told all of us to that with a calm look on her face. We all swallowed and held our breath as we listened. We knew we were reaching our time limit. We had no choice but to accept that reality. There's no avoiding the situation.
現在、発電施設は順調に稼働しています。ですが万が一、発電機が停止してしまった場合は、非常電源、蓄電池を使用しま
I was
す。
thinking maybe, you remember like right at the start where hamster murderer lady, anyway, anyone want to play tag, was like, I'll probably survive, but none of you pieces. That was probably because she's immortal, not because she knew how to get out.
通常は非常灯の点灯とシステムの保持に使われている程度のものですが、2時間くらいは持つものと思います。
Wait, what? I missed the text box. Not because I skipped it, but just because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, okay. 2 hours. So as a matter of fact, speaking only raised attention in our minds. For you, Coco, Kid, Pee-Pee, and even Sugumi. Everyone was listening calmly to what Sora had to say. No one was panicking yet. The previous night, Sugumi's yells had pierced my heart. A bitter bullet didn't come out my back, but remained lodged inside as a constant reminder. Oh, okay. She refused to look at me. Instead, Sugumi just stared blankly in front of her. Perhaps it was for the best? But I had other things to worry about. That's nice. I'm glad she shut up. I turned back to the situation at hand, listening carefully to Sora's
旧
report.
来の通信回路については依然不通。脱出方法も見つかっていません。
Well,
ですが、館内レミシステムは全力を挙げて皆さんの生命維持を最優先事項とし、そのための環境保全に努めます。
Sora, it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen
また、館外で操作可能
unless
な
we
センサー
access like
ライト
the time
マ
loop
ニピュレー
and
ター
then
な
go
どを
back
総動
in
員し、
time and then do it and live
それらを使っての硬派、
with the
電波、
power of tuna
音
sandwich.
波による 通信の送受信の可能性を改めて検証中です。
What time loop? I don't know, there probably is one. Sora nodded her head, straightened her back, and surveyed the room. We were all silent. There was a look of determination in her eyes.
言わせてもらいますと、これは意地です。私、茜ヶ崎空の意地。できることはわずかですが、皆さんがここにいられる限り、皆さんがここから
Alright,
無事
bestie.
脱出す
What
る
if
時
we
の
all close
ない
our
道
eyes at the same
方法を
time and you
私
cease
は
to
考
exist?
え、試したいと思っています。あとしばらくの間、よろしくお付き合いのほどお願いいたします。
She concluded with a serious nod. We also nodded in agreement.
助けは必ず来ます。信じて待ちましょう。
Surely help will be on its way. Sora's serious expression gave way to a smile.
皆さんが無事救出されることをお祈りします。
The gloomy atmosphere that had been hanging over the gathering lightened, and everyone started thinking about how they should spend the time. Sora's smile instilled everyone with courage. Oh, okay, I guess it did. I was grateful for that piece of code in Sora's program, the function that allowed it to be calm in times of trouble. I think it's just because she's not a person and she's not actually in any danger. We transferred to the rest area. Everyone found a seat around the central stage. A ripple ran through the water on the floor. Waves swashed back and forth from wall to wall. This is serious. What are we gonna do? I didn't have any ideas. Few quiet discussions were going on. Yet from where I stood, it seemed the more people spoke, the murkier the answers became. From the beginning, it was the same debate repeated over and over again. Should we wait for help? Should we seek an escape route? All I could do was look at the ceiling. There was no sign that any bright ideas were on the way to my head. We were just waiting for the walls and ceiling to come crumbling down. We're gonna go in the tuna sandwich shop and be like, oh, it's actually like an emergency escape submarine for real, and then we will escape. No problem.
どうしたの少年。
みんな気をつけて、動かないで、立ち上がらないで。
Why not? A deep moan rumbled through the room as the floor began to shake. A wave of fear ran through us. Soon the shaking ceased.
ユン、
もう大丈夫だよ。心配いらないってね、ソラ。はい。今の揺れは
What was it, bestie?
おそらく海底の熱水噴出口の噴出量が一時的に多くなったせいだと思います。
Oh, okay. But her facial coloring still hadn't returned to normal. Everyone looked around the room, exchanging glances. Just like that, nervous tension filled the room again. Not again. I decided to take charge. Alright. Listen up, everyone. I rose to my feet and shouted to everyone. Oh, the happy music is playing. Everything is well again. Listen, just stay where you all are. I'm gonna go check the kiosk on the second floor. Everyone looked shocked as I yelled. The child on the left does not look shocked. He looks tired. Some jaws even dropped. They may have been half put off by me. Still, I didn't concern myself with that. No matter how stupid it seemed, I continued. Stay where you are. I'm going above to grab some snacks for everyone. Still plenty up there, and we should still be able to eat it. It'll be a pain to go get it later because we'll be dying, and it doesn't make sense to let them go to waste. Alright, we're gonna eat here. And let's have a good time. Oh, that's right. Does anyone want beer? You raised a hand timidly.
レミューの売店には置いてないはずだよ。地上と気圧が違うせいで悪酔いするお客さんがいたらしいから。
That's too bad. Well, hardly any of you look like you could hold your drink anyway, so it'll have to be juice. Hope we can find some hyper juice.
たけし、
What is it? Next, it was the kid who raised his
上
hand.
から運ばなくても飲み物ならまだタスタ売店の方にもたくさんあるよ。
Sandwich shop. Shut up about the tuna sandwich shop. We'll try to do something different for
缶ジュー
once.
ス、紙コップもいるから。
No. Alright, kid, you do that. Okay, never mind.
任せてよ。
So true. I love Chuda-sama. The kid laughed. It seemed he was over the events from the day before.
ココも手伝うよ。
Excited Coco raised her hand, volunteering.
ピピも手伝いたいって。
Great! Alright, let's go and get the supplies.
ほら、時間はまだあるよね。
You asked Sora this in a small
正
voice.
確なシミュレーションはできませんが、少なくともここは午後2時までで安全です。
Until 2 p.m.? Oh, well, that's not encouraging. Sora replied casually.
よし、
What time is it now? I don't think there's a way to check, right? Just when the scene transitions. You nodded and looked up.
少年、一緒に竜田売
Can
店に
you
行こう
check
か。
when you save?
飲み物ありったけここに持ってこよう。
No, it just says what day it is. Takeshi's silent last supper! Oh, it's over for us.
オッケー、そうしよう。
そうだ。
You slammed a fist into a palm excitedly and looked about the room.
つぐみはどうするの？
Which one of us is Jesus? I guess it's Sugumi because she can come back alive.
いないね。
Oh, well, she left.
つぐみ。
What? I frantically surveyed the room as well, but Sugumi was nowhere in sight. Where the heck did she go? When did she leave?
小町さんは先ほどさりげなく部屋を出て行かれま
Can't
した。
believe she would do this.
2階に向かったようですけど。
She's got to find more small animals to brutalize.
しょうがないな。まあ、すぐに戻ってきてくれると信じますか。
No, probably not.
クラヘリ、
Oh, yeah.
それじゃあみんな、宴会の準備よろしく。
Get ready to party.
ああ、
おう。
Oh. Yeah.
そうしよう、そうしよ う。
I had only thrown out the idea as a way to lighten the mood. And before I knew it, we had ourselves a full-blown party in the making. Well, whatever. It was better than having everyone moping around. Soon Coco, Pipi, and I left to go get food. We took the emergency
パ
stairs.
ッピプッペポー、
So true.
ペパッペポー、
I'm always saying this.
パッピ
Shut up.
ピピ。
La la la! As we climbed the stairs, Coco sang some crazy song. You seem like you're in a good mood, Coco. That was so crazy.
なんかね、
Crazy
ド
even.
キドキワクワクするの。いよいよクライマックス。
Yeah, well, we all died.
ヒロインたちの絶対絶命のピンチに。
Go if you hate Coco. Well,
お嬢さん、大丈夫ですか？お怪我はありませんか？
no.
そこまでだ。
We never hate
ペロ
Coco.
男、悪は許さん。このニュートリのエナジーパワーにかけて貴様を倒す。と
Surely she'll become Haruhi soon.
なんて思ったりして。あ、ハケピョン呆れたでしょ。
Yeah,
呆れ返
honestly.
ってるでしょ。
A little bit. No.
なんて不謹慎なお子様なんでしょう。あー、泣きかわしい。親の顔が見てみたいわ。とか。
So true. No, no, it's not that. Not at all. I must have her hair affectionately.
誰かがね、ここたちのピンチにそうと現れてくれるの。
Coco has done literally nothing the whole game. She sat in like a dark box once at the start, and then ever since then, not done anything.
そう思ってて、本当にそうなると
She
いいな。
carved some men into a statue and was existential for a little bit.
ねえ、ここが勝手に思っちゃう分にはいいっしょ。
Yeah, you're right. You know, to tell you the truth, I'm thinking the same way. I think that someone might come to rescue us. Surely. Anytime now. I don't know about the neutrino stuff though.
そうだよね。
We wanted to believe that Hera was on the way. And that went for Coco, Pipi, and me too. Reach the second floor. Turn down the corridor and enter the souvenir shop. I'm gonna beating us there.
すぐにここに
Hey
来てたんだ。
bestie.
ええ
You wanted to go to the goods shop too? I was shocked to see her. Totally blanked and went speechless.
私がここにいたらいけない
Suddenly spit out her words coldly. It was a typical way she talked.
そんなことないよ。すぐにも一緒に手伝ってくれるよね。
We have to get snacks.
ええいいわ
So
仕方
we
ない
can die whilst also eating like a biscuit. Sugumi nodded
ここ
reluctantly.
どうすればいいの
そうだね。ね。
Sugumi glanced at me. She didn't say anything and looked away quickly. Her eyes seemed dead. Looking about it made me sad. Looking about it? That's not a real sentence. 1 hour later, we've got 2 hours and 50 minutes to live. We began our party in an elevated part of the rest area. Even without alcohol, the party was lively. Kid and I distributed the snacks and drinks to everyone. It was then that you volunteered to provide some entertainment. Why is this all just narrated? First, she performed an impersonation of a strange old archaeologist who had a talent for cracking the whip. Then Coco came out in a makeshift sumo outfit and stomped her feet on the stage. They realized that just the characters talking for like 30 minutes about this thing that doesn't matter isn't very necessary actually for once. Ran out of budget. Sora kept busy filling the room with hologram projections of rainbows. Oh, so true! Sora's an ally. The rainbow-coloured bubbles that floated from the water surface through the air were particularly pretty. After that, Sugumi joined us. She added a little magic to the show as she dropped her hamster in her skirt pocket only to have it reappear in her breast pocket. Wow, that's so crazy. Not really impressed the crowd. Although I knew about a hamster, Charmy, many didn't even know Sugumi kept a pet. Then Kid and I performed a comedy skit. We pulled out one-liners and impromptu gags which got huge laughter from everyone, and then everyone clapped. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
どうも失礼しました。
Oh, it's over for us. Thanks. Kid and I exited the stage to thunderous applause.
もう最高だよ。
See, really, everyone did clap.
いやー、堪能させてもらったわ。
I guess they got the budget back.
恐れ入ったわ
Why are you making that face after a comedy skit?
すごいですねお二人とも
No, no, thank you, thank
あり
you.
がとうありがとう。
Actually, I was surprised you poked fun at yourself using the truth about you losing your memory as a gag.
そういうつもりでもなかったんだけど、流れでなんとなくね。
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, it looks like I've got nothing more to teach you, so go ahead and follow in my comedy
あ
footsteps.
ごめんたけし。教わったこともう全部忘れちゃったよ。
Oh, you. Well, that's too bad. You should at least take notes. Notes. But never fear, I ain't taught you nothing yet.
そうだっけ？
And that was about it. The party gradually wound down. And then I took a trip back to the tuna sandwich stand and brought sandwiches back for everyone. I'm losing it. And we all munched on hot sandwiches. I'm already delirious just from just being tired normally. The tuna sandwiches are gonna be the death of me. These are so good. Wasn't exactly the ideal breakfast food. Everyone happily downed their meals. Food. Limu collapsed soon. I thought that could be everyone's last meal. It's actually quite good. Everyone understood that, yet said nothing. No. Everyone understood, which was why they said nothing. Sugumi! After facing my sandwich, I got the nerve to speak to Sugumi.
何か用なのたけし
Sugumi crouched on the stage. Crouched beside her and looked to see what she was doing. There, Sugumi was drawing something on the stage with a thick marker. As usual, Sugumi didn't look at me. Ah, well, it's She stopped scribbling for a moment and I decided to come out and say what I had to say. About yesterday. I'm sorry, I didn't know what to say, but
何のこと？言ってる意味がよくわからないわ。
she's become Harry? Or she just wants us to forget that she's a horrible person, which is fair. Tsugumi was curt in her response. Tsugumi, you're joking, right? There's no way you could have forgotten. I know I haven't. It's not something you can just simply forget about. I realize it's not something you can talk about casually, but... Her eyes wandered around the room for a moment, and she looked down at the scribbles she'd been drawing.
気にしてない。
So true.
昨日のことは気にしてないから。あなたももう言わないで。何も言わないで。
Tsugumi went back to her drawing on the stage
私、
floor.
脱出方法を私も考えてるから。
It's not looking likely, I'm not gonna lie.
しないで。
Tsugumi refused to look at me as she spoke. To that, I felt a little bit put off. Okay. I stood up. Did we not look at what she was drawing? I left there. I walked over toward where Sora was. Hey, Sora.
どうしましたか？倉成さん。
Sora smiled softly when she looked at me. Nothing much. I just have a lot on my mind.
レミには現在各種処理を任せてあります。何かトラブルがあればすぐに教えてくれます。通信も脱出法の検討ももちろん継続しています。
Well, I think even if we did find a way to escape, it's probably a bit too late. Maybe?
ご安心くださいね。
Thanks, Sora. That helps. Can I ask what time it is? I need to set it on
お
my...
安いご用です。時刻は
Hold on for a second. Took my PDA from my pocket. Just then.
空。あ、はい。
What is
小
it?
町さん、何でしょうか？
Tsugumi was suddenly standing right between Sora and me. Her smile seemed just a little forced.
話があるの。二人で話したい
I'm
んだ。
never gonna know what time it is.
二人きりでですか？ええ。お願い。実は脱出についてあなたに一つ提案があ
What?
るの。
Why did you have to talk about it in secret?
本当ですか？何かいい方法が？
She doesn't want us to escape, which is fair, honestly, and valid.
私にならできるかもしれない。本当にできそうかどうか、空の意見を聞いてみたいんだけど。
Huh? Hey, Tsugumi, hold on. Sora's...
たけしは黙ってて。
Shut up. Tsugumi held out her hand as if stopping my mouth in one motion.
私は空と二人だけで話したいの。構わないでしょ？はい、わかりました。
It would take 2 seconds to say what the time was. In fact, she could do it as she was walking to the control room.
そうね。
But I don't think that's gonna happen. The two got down from the stage and set off with very serious looks on their faces. Hey, wait, you two, what about us? Why can't you just talk
たけ
here?
し、
Tsugumi turned around and shot a sharp glare at me. Her eyes were like ice.
黙っててって言ったでしょ。
It's because someone is secretly evil. It's you! Sora and Tsugumi turned their backs to me and left together. The room suddenly fell silent. What the hell? What else is going on here? I felt alone. Pulling up the sandwich wrapper, I threw it as hard as I could. You are you. It's up to interpretation. The wrapper fell in the water, creating a series of ripples.
クラナリー、
Look.
何してんのさ。
Those evil eyes.
ゴミ投げちゃダメじゃないのよ。
You picked the wrapper out of the water and twisted it around her finger. Who cares? It doesn't matter at this point anyway. Oh my god. This took a bit of a turn.
またまた。何いきなりふてくされちゃってるのかな。
I spoke to Tsugumi for 2 seconds and we've already just become depressed again. I'm not
どう
sulking.
だかね。
You shrugged and let out a deep sigh.
どっこいしょ。
I glanced over to the corner of the room and saw Coco and Kid climbing a statue. Looking over at them, you and I sat down on the circular stage.
理由は明白。言うまでもない。元気はあってもから元気なのです。倉成選手はただいま落ち込んでいます。
So true. I know you're depressed. Well, because, I mean, it isn't like that at all.
何がだからなのよ。だからってのは前述の事柄に対してつける接続詞なんだぞ。
What?
おかしいじゃないのさ。
So true. I'm trying to hide that I'm depressed.
ほらどうした。なんとか反証してみんかい。無理無理。
I was pretending I was fine, even though I knew the reason was obvious. Oh, even I knew the reason was obvious. I was worried about her. Why is that in quotes? Is it because she's actually a robot and that the narrator is speaking in past tense because he knows? Knows. You let out another fake sigh again.
あんたのそのうじうじぶりとは何の関係もなく質問しちゃおうかな。
Go ahead, as you wish. That time I was the one to sigh.
よし、質問するよ。
Well, hurry up already.
何怒ってるのよ。
I'm not angry about anything.
はいはい。
The kid and PP were playing sumo. Coco was the referee. I was watching them as you spoke.
で、クラナリ、つぐみの怪我のことなんだけど、
Uh,
急速に治っていく彼女の傷。
I don't think it's healing really quickly. I think it's
結
already.
局、抜歯もしなかったんだよ、あれ。
That's crazy.
つぐみは変わりなく、私たちと同じように生活
So
してるけ
she
ど、
doesn't seem like she leads a normal life to
私も
be.
気にするまいと思って、とにかく事実をありのまま受け入れてきたつもりなんだけど、
This is me when I play these games. I just accept things as I
や
see
っぱ
them.
りあれは普通じゃないよ。
She looked down at her feet when she
つ
spoke.
ぐみの体質のこと、クラナリは何か知ってる？
I have, but why have you heard of it? No, I haven't. Wait, I might
な
have.
んだかはっきりしないな。どっちなのよ。
I'm sorry, I forgot.
忘れた？いい加減なやっちゃな。
Yes,
それでも
actually.
君は男かね。
I know. What
ちょっ
understands?
と、なんとか言いなさいよ。
I was silent. Figured it was something just between Sugumi and me, how romantic. And I didn't really know enough about her condition to say, yeah, I know something. Still having a difficult time believing the whole thing. Even when I saw it with my own eyes, part of my brain refused to accept it. Oh, okay, let's just drop it, I guess.
そっかそっか。忘れちゃったんだ。
Maybe you could explain it to us. No?
それなら仕方ないですな。
How come you asked me about it?
さあね。
You said that sarcastically, playing dumb. We're gonna die soon! And a serious look formed on her face.
実はね、レミを調査中に医療用のデータベース
Oh, okay.
から気になる
So
情
true.
報が出てきたの。
Important law? It only took us 30
ライプ
minutes.
リヒ製薬のデータベースから。
I love the Liebleak Pharmaceuticals database. Database.
多分救護室で治療の時に使うものだと思うんだけど。
Coco and Pee-Pee. I could hear the splashes from the running echo. Does that name sound familiar? No. That sounds.
信じら
Oh,
れなかっ
that's you. Does not actually at all.
た。老いることのない体。ウイルスによる変質。
Someone motorbiking home very quickly. Remember that corporation Satoru and Enamoto were working for? Is it that one? So true. I think all of like the minor tiny details. Got brain blasted out of my mind after everything else.
常識をはるかに超
So I
えた。
will not be remembering any of them.
もしかしたら何か関係あるのかもしれない。
Oh, okay. Tell me
デ
more.
ータベースには症例の記録がいくつかあったの。つぐみと同じような症例の報告。
Okay.
一般にはまだほとんどその事例を知られていないウイルス性の疾患。
What? Hey, hold on. How come Limu has that kind of information?
知らないよ、そんなこと。
Surely it's not important.
分かってるのは そのデータと
Oh, we've got a name? What's the name of the virus? Is it called like Kid Virus? Does my cam keep like messing up? I thought I saw it last time, but I thought maybe it was just me going crazy. Is it finally time to retire this like 2-year-old £10 webcam I bought off Amazon? So terrible. The name of the virus.
名前その名は
Uh-huh.
キュレイ
Cure. 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 I pondered the word for a moment. Just then.
みんな大変だ。
If we get enough of these viruses, we might get a cure too for free. Kid came running into the room yelling. Kid, where the heck did you just
大変
go?
ってどういうこと？
いいから来て。止めなきゃ。
The kid was breathing heavily, yelling between breaths. Stop what? Hey, explain what's going on.
何があったの？
Coco and Pee came over to see what all the commotion was about.
中央制御室。空とつぐみ、あれからずいぶん経つけど戻ってこないから見に行ってみたらひどい口論になってて。
Oh no! A giant Japanese-German pharmaceutical company, its head office is in Frankfurt, and the majority of its staff are German. The company's area of expertise isn't limited to the pharmaceutical sector, but includes a wide range of business endeavors, such as the management of recreational facilities and so on. An example of this would be the ocean theme park called Limu. It's over for me.
僕見てらんな
How
くて。
can they fight? One of them isn't real.
ついねこんな時に行こう止めようよ
Yeah, we better hurry. The kid, Coco, Pee, you and I, we sped along the wet floor to the central control room.
すぐに
I pushed the button to open the door. We burst into the room. Sugumi and Sora are in the middle of an argument so intense that it seemed they might start going at it hand to hand. One of them is real! Neither one would budge. They just glared at one another. It looked as though they've been fighting for several minutes. The room was filled with tension.
ドリットシュトックの下にフロアはありません。降りることはできないんです。
The ocean.
嘘。
Oh!
あなたが嘘をついている。クバレから下を覗いたり、あなたの目を盗んでレミにアクセスしたり、時間がかか
What
って
does that mean?
ようやく確証が持てた。レミューには
Hey besties, hello! They glared at each other. One of them has the cure virus, so that makes sense. What has happened? I was sleeping. So it's the day that we're all going to die, probably. And then we started at the tuna sandwich shop and we're making tuna sandwiches because that's all we ever do in this game. And then no one was talking to us because I don't know, they were sad or something. And then we were like, hey besties, we should go, I'm gonna go upstairs and get food that isn't tuna sandwiches so we can eat something else. And we're gonna have a big party. And then the kid was like, hey, I can go to the tuna sandwich shop and get some juice. And I was like, isn't the point that we're not going to tuna sandwich? But what we called Takeshi was like, so true child, go to the tuna sandwich shop and get a juice. And then we had like a comedy skit, but it was just narrated, like we didn't get to see it. And then we were like, hey Sora, what is the time? And Sora was like, okay, I'll tell you it's. And then Sugumi was like, hey, we need to go and talk in private, Sora, immediately. And I guess she couldn't spare the 2 seconds it would have taken to tell us what the time is, and then she ran off. And then you was like, hey, Sugumi's got some weird virus. And we're like, yeah, we kind of know about that. And she was like, really? And I'm like, no. And she's like, that's such a weird and confusing thing to say. And we're like, yeah, a little bit. And then she told us that the virus was called Curie. And we're like, why does Limu know about this weird virus? And she was like, I don't know. And then the child ran in and was like, hey, Sora and Tsugumi are fighting, and now we're here. And Tsugumi was like, hey, there's another floor underneath the third floor, and you didn't tell us about it. So I was like, no, there isn't actually. And now Tsugumi's like, yes, there is actually. And now we're here.
うん。レミューとは別の施設。それがこの真下にあるの。ずーっと下の方に。
So I'm glad as soon as you woke up, you get to see Ever 17.
ね、そうでしょ。その問いにはお答えできません。そう言わずに答えて。チューリングテストをしてみて。あなたが本物の AI だってことはよくわかった。
What? I'm not looking.
だとしたらプロテクトでブロックされていない限り人間に聞かれたことには正直に答えてくれるはずよね。
So true, Tsugumi.
それがあなたの機能なんだ。通常のエレベーターやリフトではあそこには行けない。唯一の経路は閉ざされた扉の部屋につながってる。その部屋、ヒンメル。それは空。あなたの名前。
What does Hino mean again? I forgot. I think you told us before and I forgot immediately.
このままここでじっとしていても何にもならない。
I set my alarm 30 minutes before, but I overslept. Thank God was here to tell me about it. Ultimate weapon experiment? Wait. So true.
時は一刻を争うの。扉の先に真実はある。あの扉、ヒンメルの扉のパスワードを教えなさい、ソラ。確かに、ヒンメル。
It's true. Oh, it means sky. Oh, so true.
私の名前です。ですが、小町さん、私にはあの扉を開く権限がありません。
Sky or heaven?
残念ながら。嘘よ。嘘じゃありません。大した人工知能ね。私をたばかるの？人間を騙せると思ってるの？嘘じゃない。
Some AI you are.
私には。
See, look, the AI is evil. She's trying to kill us.
何も与えられては。
Coco jumped between them. Both of them flinched for a moment, but continued to look bitter.
Coco-chan. Coco.
Oh, and also Coco was like, hey, I think a hero is gonna come and save us. And then we're like, okay, whatever. She said, like, are you tired of me, Takeshi? And I, as me, was like, a little bit, but he wasn't as mean as I am.
これは私たちの問題なんです、ココちゃん。どきなさい、ココ。怒るよ。
Oh my god, Tsugumi's gonna crush Coco.
どうして？すぐみ。ソラさんもやめようよ。なんで喧嘩するの？
喧嘩なんかじゃありません。喧嘩じゃないわ。
嘘だよ。喧嘩したらダメだよ。
She's gonna cry, and then it'll cry so much that the thing gets flooded and we all die. Large tears. See, look, he says the large. Large tears welled and flowed from Coco's eyes. Tears had a freezing effect on Sora and Tsugumi. Coco started gasping. She suddenly ran to the corner of the console, or rather fell there. She leaned against the console, barely able to support herself. Coco's body was shaking slightly. Her lips trembled. I could see that her lips had rapidly gone pale. What? Is she turning to Haruhi? It was different than crying. Coco. Hey, what? What's up with you all of a sudden? Oh my god! Coco's lips were suddenly stained red. I mean, I think lips usually are red, actually.
Coco!
The kid opened his eyes wide, looking shocked. Oh no, Coco's dying! Well, rest in peace, Coco. We're all gonna die soon anyway. You won't be alone. I don't know why she's dying. Stop making noises! Finally, people are dying. It only took what? How many streams? 3? That's what, like... 7? Like, over 10 hours. And someone finally died. Blood was flowing onto the floor of the control room. It wouldn't stop. It kept falling from her mouth. Coco shook her head and trembled violently. Finally doing something after just sitting in a dark room for 2 seconds, and then we found her and she was like, hey! 8 hours later, something is happening. She had her hand to her mouth, desperately trying not to cough. Is it the stupid? I was thinking about it before. Is it the weird pressure destabilization thingy again? Sora looked as if she was about to panic. Tsugumi screamed furiously. I don't know, you're the one with... Well, I guess it's not medical knowledge. It's more than me. Wait, don't panic, everyone just calm down. Screamed out in a loud voice to everyone. Calm down, calm down. Oh wait, maybe I need to calm down too. Woo! Everyone took deep breaths, excluding Coco apparently, because she would be choke on her own blood. Coco, just relax. Just relax. You're gonna be okay. I'm not gonna ask Sora what she knows about what's happening. She clearly does know something. Steadying her trembling eyes, Coco looked at me firmly. Alright, okay, good girl. Now hang on to me, Coco. I turned around and thrust out my back towards it. Can you get on? I don't think she's actually gonna die. Even though we are all probably will be in a minute. Pipi looked up at Coco worriedly. We go to the Infermions weiter. I realized that I was holding on to Coco. What? What do you mean you realized? Isn't that the... Okay. We were rushing up to Vitastock some 17 meters above us. 17. I held Coco on my back with you and Tsugumi supporting her from the sides. Sora led the way and the kid brought up the rear. We emerged at the second floor emergency corridor. Which way is it? Left or right? None. Okay. No, just pipe down, would you? Coco was groaning in pain on my back, but I could still make it. There's no way I was gonna fail. I wasn't gonna say it's no use, we're too late, and I wasn't gonna let anyone else say it either. As long as there was some hope left, I wouldn't give up. Took a shortcut to the nearest elevator and rushed Coco to the infirmary. You pointed at the LMR. Why do we need to scan her? I think, does Sora not know what she has? She was talking about the symptoms. I guess we're not gonna ask Sora. Tsugumi and I laid Coco down on the flat table. Coco continued to breathe in her short, solo manner. Although she stopped coughing up blood, she seemed to be in a lot of pain. Her body lay still. The arm of the LMRI soon came to life and started a laser scan. Kid came up to the side of the table and stared at Coco, looking as if he would burst into tears. Sora, put the results up on the screen so everyone can see them. Suddenly a few holographic windows appeared in the air. Images including a thermal scan, ultrasound analysis, cross-sectional representations of her body, and a laser sampling were all displayed one after another. Of course, none of us were doctors, so there was little we could understand about her condition by looking at the pictures. Why did we do it then? All we could do was wait for the scanning equipment and Lemmy's system to give us an answer. We stared at the images that flashed by on the screen and prayed. Then, results suddenly appeared. Teeth? Blau? That's blue? 2017? Rev 17.
ティーフ・ブラウ。
I think we talked about this once, but I don't remember what it meant. What are you saying?
そんな。
Because I remember it reminded me of our Tuffle boyfriend. So there was something about the holographic window. She bit her lip and stared down in shock. Her expression showed how serious the situation was.
ど
Sora?
うしたのよソラ。言ってくれないと。教えてくれないとわからないよ。
信じられない。そんな。
Say
信じられま
something!
せん。
Use your words! What don't you
ココ
believe?
ちゃんは。ココちゃんは感染しています。
Oh no!
感染。
What?
それは
Sora was unable to suppress her agitation and opened her mouth
テ
hesitantly.
ィーフ・ブラウン。強力な致死性の高い
Oh well. That's unfortunate. If only we had someone with a highly contagious virus that makes you
ティ
immortal.
ーフ・ブラウン。
Teeth Blau! A virus that was totally different from the one Sugumi had. If only we had a cure for it. The kid ran over to Coco's side and held on to the
しっか
table.
りしてよココ。嫌だ。死んじゃ嫌だ。
He held onto Coco's arm as she lay there unconscious.
目を開けてくれココ。頼むよ。起きてくれよ。
The kid grabbed hold of Coco's shoulders and shook her violently. Surely this will help. Hey, cut it out! Stop it, kid! I pried his hands off Coco and pulled her away from her.
何すんだよ。
Jackass, calm the hell down! What do you think that's gonna accomplish,
だ
huh?
ってココがこのままじゃココが死んじゃうよ。
The kid groaned in despair. Calm down, there's gotta be something we can do. Don't get crazy. Let's just calm down and think. Am I allowed to Google I know, I'm doing it anyway. What does teeth mean? Teeth? Deep! So true. It could also mean low, again, deeply, profound, heavily, or low-pitched. The kid somehow quieted down. He breathed heavily and glared at me. No way. You're welcome. But what do you think we should do, you? Thank you for the German lesson. No problem.
私にはわからないよ。ソラ、何か対処法はないの？
Some similar words. Niedrig, Goering, Klein from Fire Emblem 6. Black. Elise from the hit game Final Fantasy 14. Welcome.
応急処置でしたら可能です。ですが根源的な対策には
We need a cure?
応急処置で構わない。早くしないと。
You stopped yourself just short of screaming out.
お願いソラ。あなただけが頼りなのよ。教えて方法を。
What do we need to do best,
アン
G?
プルを症状に対応したアンプルが必要
A
です。
serum to lessen the symptoms?
アン
Okay.
プル？どれなの？
それがこの部屋にあるかどうか。
Well,
そんな。
You ran up to the wall and opened up a shelf filled with medical tools. You repeatedly asked Sora about the contents as she tore through them.
いえ、
Why don't you just tell us what the serum is rather than us taking every single one and asking if it's that one?
違います。それではありません。
Which one is
そ
it?
れも違います。
You dropped bottle after bottle of medicine onto the floor. Many of them exploded into pieces when they hit.
どうしよう。どうしたらいいの？答えて、ソラ。
残念ながら。
Oh well. There goes Coco. PP came over to me and whined softly. PP my butt. Sora's face suddenly changed
ピ
colors.
ピちゃん、それをください。早く。ピピちゃんが口にくわえているそれです。
Amazing! What? I quickly snatched up whatever it was out of PP's mouth and lifted it up. No, wait, we have to find the immunogoblin replicator and then we can make multiple of the virus. For when Alice also gets infected. This
アンプル。
is a transparent capsule with orange liquid inside of it. How do we use it?
先を折って開封して、そのまま中身をココちゃんに注射してください。
Check them with what? Okay. You do your magic. You ran to where I was and grabbed the serum out of my hand. Coco held out a shaking arm. You silently inserted the syringe into her arm and administered the serum. After a few minutes, although it was gradual, Coco's breathing became more even and the tremors in her body settled down. What was the point? She got ill and then we immediately cured her.
効果あったようです。
Amazing.
体調はある程度持ち直しました。危機はされましたよ。
Well, that was a close one. Now, anyone feeling peckish?
よかった。
Both you and Sora looked relieved. You looked as if she could cry. The kid looked up and let out a big sigh of relief. Tsugumi stared at Coco in silence. Hey, Pee-Pee. Who would have thought you'd find the serum? When did you get this? Where'd you find it? Thank you for explaining. Pee-Pee whined pitifully. Oh, we got 2 minutes to live, baby. Alright. Everyone gathered around the LMRI where Coco slept. Sora, tell us what you can about the Teeth Blau virus. It's the first time I've ever heard of it. Does anyone else know anything about it? When I asked the question, you, the kid, Tsugumi, even Pee-Pee all shook their heads. Said it has a high mortality rate? You don't have any idea when or how Coco got this, do you? I don't care if it's simply if it's only a guess, or if you give me only the limited data you have. I just want to know. Coco came down with this out of nowhere. It doesn't help the rest of us to be ignorant.
そうですね。
Sora got a strange expression on her face. I'm assuming maybe the people in the Enomoto Institute maybe developed the virus either on purpose or by accident when studying this other virus. That seems like it would probably be the case. I'll have to think about it for a moment. She gave us a wholehearted explanation.
わかりました。ティーフ・ブラウンに関して私が語ることのできる情報のすべてをお伝えします。
Heavy silence descended upon the emergency room. Every once in a while, the sensor from the LMRI would sound out Coco's vital signs, the only noise to echo through the room. Listen, I know this is like important and pertinent to right now, but I think maybe we should go back to the whole there's an entire different institute that we could escape to underneath, considering we're about to die in approximately plus or minus between 2 minutes from now and 24 hours and 2 minutes from
ティ
now.
ーフ・ブラウン。
Tuberculosis? Sora started talking
ティーフ・ブ
softly.
ラウンは
You can't call it
レミューの下にあ
TB,
る
there's already a
研究施設で研
TB.
究されていた 極めて致死性の高い
おー
悪性ウイルスです。
Oh well, okay, maybe we shouldn't go there.
研究施設ここの下に
Use eyes open
え
wide.
え、EBF と呼ばれる施設がこの真下にあります。
EBF
やっぱり
I guess technically we are going back to it in a roundabout
決
sense.
定的な事態を目の当たりにしてしまっては、さすがに人工知能の機密保守命令も解除されたか。
Can't believe you would name his teddy bear after Teeth
人一
Plow.
人の命がかかっているので黙ってはいられないみたいね。ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
どうぞ続けて、ソラ。
After shaking her head lightly, Tsugumi let out a sigh.
はい、テーマパークレミューの運営部隊、ライプリヒ製薬。そのライプリヒが設立した研究施設が EBF です。
Okay. 119 meters beneath Limu, there were thermal seafloor vents. Living there were special microbes which couldn't be found in any other environment, and Liebling Pharmaceuticals created a research institute in order to study them. It's called IBF. Institut für Biologische Forschung. Translated, it meant the Institute for Biological Research. Limu and the research facility, of the two, the first to be built was the research facility. Building a theme park was apparently just a front. Researchers at IBF were listed as managers of Limu and were able to come and go as they pleased. That way, no one would suspect that there was actually a research facility present. At the same time, they could also get some much needed funds for research. If they set up a successful theme park, they could get pretty much all of the money they needed to run the research facility. So Liebling Pharmaceuticals continued to carry out the research into bacteria and viruses on the bottom of the ocean, 119 meters underwater.
EBF のことは極秘事項なんです。ライプリヒの中でもレミューの中でも知っているのはごく一部の人間だけ。
Now 100% of the people in Limu know about it, unless Haruhi is still hidden somewhere. I don't know what she's up to.
EBF とレミューはコンピューターシステム上も別管轄になっていますし、私にも関連の乏しい断片的な情報しか教えられていなかったのです。今回の件で分散された情報を統合して初めて EBF が実在することをはっきり確信しました。
Oh, okay. Oh.
とにかくティーフ・ブラウという未知の悪性ウイルス
Tuberculosis they're doing research
レ
about.
ミューの下の研究所でその
Could
研
just do
究
that
が
at a
行われてい
normal
た。
hospital. It's pretty normal.
それはおそらくそのティーフ・ブラウンの治療方法を探るため。
Oh, I couldn't even tell that was you. Why is she not on the screen? Harry's just been in the whole time. They just didn't mention it. Yeah, she was hiding behind the camera angles.
おそらくそうです。それから EBF にはこちらの救護室よりもはるかに充実した医療設備が整っているはずです。
A medical center? Maybe this is an inpatient
あく
center?
までレミのデータベースからの推測ですが、EBF の診療室には最新型の高圧
High
酸素治療
pressure
装置があるようです。
oxygen treatment device.
その治療装置を使えば白血球の殺菌作用が増大します。ココちゃんの症状をある程度
Oh, what's
緩
the
和するこ
serum
とが
not?
できるか
Oh,
も
I
しれま
guess
せ
she
ん。
just said it would alleviate the symptoms or
症
whatever.
状を抑える効果のあるアンプル。先ほどのオレンジのアンプルも新たに入手できるでしょう。
IBF, huh? Can we go there? How do we get there?
待って
The kid interrupted with a shout.
ちょっと待ってよおかしいよそんなの
No, no, it's fine.
どうしてここはそのティーフ・ブラウとかにかかっちゃったの
Why would you come down with tuberculosis? How do you get... How is tuberculosis contracted? It spread through the air. Oh. Well, I guess that explains it.
そんな恐ろしいウイルスにいきなり感染してるなんて
Guess it was just in the air.
なんか変だと思わない？
そうね。ココを治療したくてもこの場所ではこれ以上手が施せない。治療法の手がかりはその研究所。 EBF にしかないわ。理由を探るのは後回し。もっとも空の言うことは全面的に信じればの話だ。
Alright, so true. Surely she would not lie to us.
込み入った嘘をつけるほど器用じゃないはずよね。さっきは疑ってしまってごめんなさい。私は信用するわ。
Okay. Tsugumi smiled slightly.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Sora nodded sincerely.
私も信じるよ。何より
Yeah,
ここで
but
このまま
we
手を
still
組まれ
haven't
るばかり
decided how
に
we're
なれない
going to get 100. Well, I think this thing was what, 51 meters? So we need to get 68 more meters underground.
取り得る最善の方法を考えましょう。
Underwater, rather? Which is worse. I looked at you and Sora and then nodded.
それで納得してくれる？少年。
そうだね。わかったよ。
Alright, okay. So it's decided then. We're going to IBF. It's the only chance we've got at saving
で
Coco.
も EBF に行くにはヒンメルを通らないとヒンメルの扉は開かないんですよ。
Let's just open it then. I don't care. We're going. We don't have any other options. Show me the way. It might not work, but we don't know that until we try, right? Hey kid, give me a hand.
はい。
I picked up Coco's inert body and carried her piggyback. We went down the lift and then to the cramped emergency corridor. Tsugumi and the kids spotted Coco, who was on my back from both sides. Sora and Pipi went on ahead. You brought along a first aid kit just in case. We're headed for Dritterstock, some 17 meters below. We made it to the 3rd floor. Oh, we ran as quickly as we could go to where the locked door was waiting for us. Using all the strength we had and all the power of our prayers, we flew forward. Here we are! We all stopped in front of the door. I briefly put Coco down and leaned her up against the wall. The kid went up to Coco and lent her his shoulder. Himmel. The door wouldn't open. Sora, I'm just asking to make sure.
なんでしょう。
What does Himmel
ド
mean?
イツ語で空。
Oh, it means sky in German. Didn't he just tell us this like literally 2 seconds ago?
それに
Or heaven! Heaven, huh? Sure, giving it an ironic name. So the question was, how in the world were we supposed to open the door? My bad, I spoiled it. I can't believe this. My experience has been ruined. I bet that's on the being a good Ever 17 spectator guide. Do not reveal what Himmel means. Well, I don't think Sora knows because she told us that she doesn't know. I don't think there is one. We can make it. We can be the trailblazers for the Ever 17 community. I think if anyone would know, it would be you. Hey you, is there any way to get around this lock that you know of? Huh, where'd you go? Oh well. Eh? Turning toward the voice coming from a few meters behind me, I saw a youth throw down the first aid kit she'd been carrying. Himmel? Is that thing you use on your eyelashes? So true. I don't use anything on my eyelashes. Ooh, I love using things on my eyelashes. She immediately came out like down as if possessed. I was looking at chat and I saw that I don't know sorry for a good like minute. I was like, what is he talking about? I figured it out. Chicky uses what it means. Oh, so true. She looked furious. Also, you probably do know. If anyone here would know. I stumbled back away from the door. Crash. With a perfect flying drop kick, she threw open the panel to the electronic lock. What are you doing? This isn't the time to be goofing off.
共にやって開かないならぶっ壊すしかないでしょうが。
We haven't tried anything yet. You shouted as she leaned over, panting. It's a little extreme. Well, how about it? Does it look like it's gonna open? Neither the door nor the panel had changed at all. I should have asked someone else. You began hitting the lock with a renewed vigor, uttering strange noises. Great use of our time. Thank you, you. I know. It's amazing. But all the lock did was make error sounds and asked politely for her to re-enter the password. In the end, you ended up with a sprained finger and went back to the first aid kit. Next, I ask Tsugumi. Tsugumi, do you think there's a way to open it up?
何言ってるのよ、たけし。私もそれがわからないから困ってるんじゃない。
Oh, yeah, right. After thinking for a bit, Tsugumi asked Sora a question.
この扉が開くときにどういう動作が行われるのかわかる？そうですね。推測してみます。正しい解除キーが入力されると、そこに埋め込まれているハッチのレバーが立ち上がるはずです。レバーを回転させることで扉のロックが解除されます。
Okay.
ただし、現在はこのレバーは飾りです。回転は電動で自動的に。
Okay, Tsugumi just asked Sora anyway. Yeah.
そう。本来は緊急時には手動で開けられるようにしてあったのに、わざわざ使えなくしたんですよ。
What are you talking about, Takeshi? Why are you asking all of us? I'm not the person who lives in the mainframe. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys.
だとすれば。
She pulled out a flathead screwdriver. Where'd you get that from?
もしレバーを取り出せれば、
Where did she
手動
get
で
it
開けられ
from?
るかもしれない。
Apparently the eyelash thing called Himmel is mascara. Oh, so true. She began to insert the tip of the screwdriver into the gap between the door's panel lines. And Tsumi jammed the screwdriver in with all her might. Tried to dig out the lever buried in the hatch by force. The alloy screwdriver crushed like a piece of candy. The lever budged slightly towards the surface of the door. However, slam. Who's leaving? Not us, if we can't get this door open. The screwdriver bent in 2 equal parts from its handle, and the lever snapped back into place.
仕方ない。
Tsumi threw the bent screwdriver on the floor. Damn, what are we gonna do? Coco was being supported by the kid. She couldn't stand by herself. She soon hunched over on the floor. Tried pulling her up again, but her face quickly drained of all color. It's bad if we don't get it in quickly.
Öffnen Sie die Tür vom Himmel.
What? Open the door of heaven. So true. I'm always saying this. Suddenly, a voice that I hadn't heard before sounded from the corridor. How was the door? Yeah. Did the door have good pronunciation? What's that announcement?
誰かがレミシステムにアクセスしています。
Oh, is that what that means? Not that bad? Oh, so true. Sora flashed open her eyes and
こ
shouted.
の部屋の中、ヒンメルの端末からです。
It's Harry! What? The access indicator light for the electronic door turned green. Hatch's lever raised and turned automatically. The door opened suddenly. Harry, is that you? Stagnant air poured out of the room. For some reason, the humidity felt like it was lower than outside. The air conditioning was humming quietly. It was white. Pure white inside. The whiteness of the wall and floor was emphasized by the brightness of the lighting and seemed to leap out at us. Himmel. It didn't necessarily seem like a mistake to have named the rune heaven. The machines displayed nameplates with Himmel written on them. It seemed that we were in the computer control room. Hey, there's someone here. He opened up the door just now. Haruhi, is it a he? Harushi. There was a single person in the room. Is it Enomoto? He was a man. who appeared to be in his 40s, dressed in a lab coat. Old man, and blood was coming from his mouth and he passed out at a console. Oh well. Hey buddy, are you alright? The man didn't reply to me, he just lay there motionless. Who's this guy? Sora, do you have any idea who this is?
ID 照合できません。ですが、その服装からするとおそらく EBF の研究員の方だと思います。
Put my hands onto his shoulder and raised him into a sitting position. Looked over his white clothing to see if he had any name tags or other way to determine his name. We didn't have any ID or nameplate to check. Oh. He's an old man. Hey, are you the one of the staff from the research facility? He's not important enough to get a sprite. He didn't have enough budget. Breathing faintly, the researcher replied. Seemed to be unable to open his eyes and search for me by my voice. No. With a shaking hand, he grabbed onto me. Hand was covered in blood. What a surprise. Blood trickled from his mouth and he smiled wryly. It's because of all the tuna sandwiches we've been eating. Hey, don't strain yourself. You don't have to talk. What happened? Did something happen down there? His will die suddenly before he gets to say anything important. After that, he was silent. Hey, hang in there! I shook his shoulders, but he didn't reply.
たけし、乱暴はやめなさいよ。
I don't think he's alive anymore, Bess.
彼はもう気を失っているわ。
Oh, never mind. I guess he's just unconscious. I could tell just by looking. Okay.
こうなれば、彼も一緒に連れて行くしかないでしょうね。
I wondered what was going on. More importantly, I had to hurry. I didn't have a clue about what was going on, but I couldn't worry about that. I had to get Coco to IBF right away. You, who had been waiting at the entrance to Himmel, went inside with Pee-Pee. The kid followed behind carrying Coco. The door had an electronic lock on it, so we left it open.
皆さん、この部屋の奥にもう一つ
You left it
部屋があり
open?
ます。見えますか？
Why would you leave the door to the place that is about to flood imminently open? Okay, it's fine. So true. Leave it open, best please. Yeah?
わかる？
We all nodded. There was a room on the other side of the glass in front of us.
あれは EBF 用の加減圧室です。
Sora straightened up and explained the situation without emotion.
私の持つわずかなデータから判断しますと、EBF には通常のレミューよりもさらに高圧のガスが封入されています。EBF の
Oh,
元
here we go
は
again.
飽和潜水仕様というわけです。
So true.
その方が特殊な細菌の研究に適しているということもあるのでしょう。
12.5 atmospheres. That's crazy.
実に約 12.5 気圧。皆さんにはあの部屋に入っていただきます。そして加減圧室での約
An hour? We're gonna be dead by then. That's so many hours, please.
念のため申し上げておきますが、ここから先は容易に後戻りすることはできません。
Oh,
皆さん心してくださ
can I go back? There's some side quests I forgot to do. Can't go back. Got to make a decision. Like, if I was smart, I would make a save right now. Make sure to complete the tuna salvage side quest. But considering I'll probably have to play through like the entire game again eventually, bit by bit, who cares? You know what? Let's wait a second. I need to finish the tuna sandwich side quest. Hey, wait just a second. As soon as I said that, Tsugumi glared needles at
い。ど
me.
うしたの、たけし？まさかこの後に及んでおじけづいたりしてないでしょうね。
No, that's not it. I'm gonna spend an hour stuffed into that little room. I just want to make sure everyone was ready. You know, check if everyone had gone to the bathroom, brush their teeth, taken a shower, and if you're gonna bring a snack, make sure it's reasonable. We're going to die. Takeshi. I had two rather large
こん
size.
な時にもそんな冗談言っていられるあなたって正真正銘神聖のバカね。倉成さん、1時間くらいでしたら皆さんきっと我慢でき
Takeshi,
ます
be
よ。
for real.
それより急ぎましょう。
Seemed that everyone was tired of my jokes. I just wanted to put everyone at ease. Okay, alright. I'm sure making this joke has changed the timeline irreversibly. So let's get moving then. I said that again. You, the kid, Tsugumi, Sora, and Pipi all nodded in unison. The kid and you held the unconscious Coco between them. Tsugumi and I picked up the researcher and Pipi took up the rear. Everyone lined up at the transparent sliding door on the far side of the room. Sora used the control panel on a terminal to open it up. And there's still lasers here? I thought Sora said she couldn't go to... She didn't go to this place. Why would there be Sora lasers in the weird lab? You know what? So true. All of us entered the room together. A single panel of reinforced glass lay in between the control room and the compression table. Just in case. Just in case what? She needed to tour guide people into the evil death virus lab. More precisely, a chamber was set in the middle of the room. Yeah. Be constructed there. We brought Coco and the researchers into the room first and sat them down on the chairs. Surely it was just like it was very subtle, but it was the game telling us that this was meant to happen the whole time. And they needed the Sora lasers. So that she could guide all of the test subjects into the lab where they would be trapped forever. We brought Coco and the researchers into the room first and sat them down on chairs. Both of them had ragged breathing, and they looked to be in pain. Faces were extremely pale and sickly. We needed to hurry. You know, I had a thought, like, a second ago, I think would be really funny. It was that they revealed that Sora was an AI robot, like, really immediately. As, like, a little joke. And then halfway through the game at some point, there was, like, a real Sora that shows up. And you just continue assuming that she's an AI robot. And at the end of the game, she'll get, like, stabbed or something. Like, what the heck? I thought she was an AI hologram robot. She'll be like, no. I've been real for the past, like, 3 days. Oh, that's so crazy. And then the AI hologram Sora will show up and be like, you tried to replace me, so I had to kill you all. And that will be the plot. Anyway, I'd hate to waste an hour there. You, the kid, Tsugumi, and Pipi all stood in the open space available. With everyone in there, it was fairly crowded.
開発が完了すれば部屋の奥の扉が自動で開いてリフトへ行けるようになりますから。
For some reason, Sora didn't enter the room, but spoke to us from in front of the entrance.
加圧は最速で行います。ちょっと辛くなるかもしれませんが、なんとか我慢してください。
And saying that, Sora went to close the door. Sora, what's wrong? You aren't coming in with us? She's not real!
いえ、私は
Come on, let's get started. What are you waiting for? I casually reached out towards Sora. I know I couldn't grab her, but I did it anyway. And then you actually did grab her because she's real now. However... Oh, we're dying. Sora, you're gonna die. As soon as I tried to touch her, sparks flew into the air. Felt as though a shock had gone through me. A transparent wall suddenly appeared in front of the door. It was a red wall of flame. Literally a firewall to stop the evil hologram virus from getting in. What? Alarmed, I drew back my hand and the door closed. Sora, what
ここ
was...
から先はコンピューターの管轄が違うんです。
I heard Sora's voice talking to us calmly over the speaker of the compression chamber's intercom.
私はあくまでレミの機能の一部ですから、eBayF に
Oh no! Well,
アクセス権限がない
that
んです。
answers that. I don't know why she was able to go in this little part of it, but not the rest. It's fine. our not real hologram girlfriend is gonna be gone forever. You hate to see it.
残念ですが、ここでお見送りさせていただきます。
Bye, bestie. The wall of fire had vanished. Oh god. not this again. We were in the compression chamber, shut off from the rest of the world. The sound of pumping gas, which was slowly raising the air pressure, could be heard throughout the chamber. Hey everyone, take out your voice converters to get in the way when you're adjusting to the pressure. Everyone did as I said and removed their voice alternators. I took out Coco's myself. I checked the researcher, but it didn't seem he was wearing any. After that, hardly anyone said a word. We were all waiting for time to pass. Sora could be seen outside the chamber's window. She didn't move, only stood and watched us. Oh, that's not weird at all. And then the lock from the door on the far side of the chamber clicked and released. I felt a subtle change in pressure and the lift down to IBF opened. We all filed into it one by
それ
one.
では皆さん、どうかご無事で。
Bye! We could hear her voice from the speakers on the other side of the room, but we couldn't see her. I wondered if I would ever see her up close again. Cocking my head to one side, I thrust the voice alternators back into my ears. Why? Okay. Everyone got aboard the lift. What is this? This is the weird foreboding music. Someone will be dying. As soon as the doors closed, the elevator started sliding down.
70 meter. Tiefe 80 meter.
So true.
Tiefe 90 meter.
I love that one. What could be below heaven? More heaven or...
Tiefe 119 meter.
I love that one even more. The door to the elevator opened. The passage extended. Hell! Extended in two directions from the elevator room. I went into one of those. Final hell. Everything was totally dark, and I could hardly tell where I was headed. Fearfully, I took a step forward. And suddenly, as if someone had noticed our arrival, the lights went on in the room. Going to super hell. Which reminds me of the supernatural thing. It's so funny. It doesn't matter how many times I hear about it. There's someone there?
勝手についたみたいだったけど。
Do we get a new Sora? I love that one. I would be surprised if you didn't hear about it all over the internet for weeks.
センサーが反応してコンピューターが照明を操作した。
わからないけど、あり得
Maybe
るね。
real Sora is in the Himmel. It seemed there was a pool where a small submarine could dock. Wouldn't be the first time, I suppose. Pool was a two-layer structure, but there was no sign that seawater could flow in. Felt a little hot in there, but it seemed as though the air conditioning was still working properly. Submarine Eddie, let's go. Sora from the hit game Kingdom Hearts. Hi, Paul! I'm sure you will be able to pass what is happening. It's all very normal and fine. Perhaps this place was still more comfortable than the flooded Dritterstock. Missed all the best parts. But there was no sign of anyone. A video of CW stopping the MC from becoming for the angel guy? What does that mean? Does nobody know about the guy confessing his love to the other guy and then immediately being sent to super hell? Is that just me? Oh, becoming gate so true. Yeah, that was it. Question mark? Yeah! I know about super hell. See, we all know about it. Except Yosh. There's no sign of anyone. Anyway, let's get to where we have to go. Oh, I know about it? Okay. Glad I'm not crazy. I thought I was going crazy. I remember it was especially crazy because the supernatural super hell finale, it happened at the same time as like another terrible world event. I don't remember what the world event was. Was it like Trump getting elected or something? And they both happened on the same night? Like, this is a world that we live in. Open the watertight door on the other side of the room and continue deeper into the installation. Passageway the same size of Limu's security. Emergency corridors. No, maybe even smaller, led off into the distance. We are going crazy, but we do know about it, it's true. Also, there's no going. I'm gone. I've been gone for a long time. For some reason, the whole place seemed colder, less alive than the structure above. As we continued down the corridor, lights would go on automatically at a few meters in front of us. Well, it certainly seemed computer controlled. As we continued moving, the lights followed us, lighting up only the areas around us. So are you winning? Why are you in the gigantic? No, silly. We're in the IBF, which stands for, I don't know, something in German. I think I'm winning. Maybe. We try to save this child from dying. As we continue moving, the lights followed us, lighting up only the areas around us, which got hype. The corridor branched off into a few directions, but all of them ended up watertight doors that were closed. I wondered if IBF had entirely flooded except for one part. Oh yeah, our child has got TB. It's not the same TB, but it's not far off. Anyway, the number of areas that we could enter was limited. Luckily, we found the examination room right away. Stuck in a facility in the water. Also true. We're going to die most likely. No, it'll be fine. I quickly turned the handle and opened the door. Oh look, it's the treatment pods. It really is like 999. You and the kid laid Coco down on a nearby table. Sugumi and I slowly lowered the researcher down into a chair. Walk in there. There were a few ordinary beds in the examination room, and the same kind of LMRI that we found in Limu's infirmary. There were numerous medical instruments that looked like things you might only see in a science fiction movie. I wondered what in the world they were for. I had no idea. They put them in them, and then you send them off into a fictional imaginary world, where they're on an island, and they just have to be like friends in the island. But unfortunately, an evil organization takes control of it, and then they have to like kill each other. But like the point of putting them in the pods, I said them to the fictional island was to rehabilitate them from being like terrorists that could rob her. Yeah, I had no idea. Hey you! What is that high pressure oxygen thing that Sora was talking about?
わかんないよ、そんなの。
I explained this to Sarah the other night. I think John still doesn't know. And it fills me with so much joy. He thinks Nagito is the villain. How should I know? Did you explain V3? Yes? Oh, how was it? What did you think, Sarah? I need to know. Especially about V3. Sugumi, what should we do? Tsumugi was in that one.
調べるしかないわ。ここのことは誰も知らないんだから。
What is it? The researcher coughed as he spoke. Hey, don't move. Are you okay? I've been better, but at least I'm alive. Don't say that. Sugumi's gonna go crazy. She's gonna kill the hamster again. I thought it was kind of weird to make the first two games pointless. V3 is just a crazy game. Because like it could have been that it was making the first two games pointless, or it could have just all been a lie, and we don't know. If that is the case or not, because they never told us. And I don't know if we're ever getting a V4, so maybe we'll never find out. But at least I'm alive! With his eyes closed, he raised his hands weakly in response. Did you explain that, anime? There's not much to explain. Not much happens. There's gay people in it. No, can't believe this. So you were working here. Well then, there's something I want to ask you. We're looking for some kind of high-pressure oxygen treatment device. We've come as far as the examination room, but we don't have a clue what to look for. Can you help us? Please.
酸素治療ああポッドだな
The guys don't know they're not actually themselves, and then they found out. That's so crazy. Yeah, but like also it could have been a lie.
合金製のカプセルがあるはずだ中にマットが敷いてある
I think they kind of imply that that bit is a lie because of the first part of the game that we experience. And that's kind of supposed to tip you off that more things that she could be saying is a lie. But it might also not be. A favorite moment was when they revealed he's gay and they killed him off in the same episode. I know, it's so funny. They sent him to Super Hell too. It's messed up.
円筒形の柱にくっついてるやつだ見えるかい
A bunch of cylinders stuck to a pillar. Why have they got little crosses on them? They're right in front of
そ
me.
いつがそうだ
Hang in there, we found them, so don't waste your energy talking anymore, okay? New blood appeared on the researcher's closed hand as he wiped his
あ
mouth.
とはマニュアルを見てくれ操作は簡単なはずだ
There's a manual just lying around? Okay, I gotcha. The strength left the researcher's hand. Just before he collapsed, I grabbed onto his shoulders to support his body. Let's put him in a pod and go too.
そう
Hope he don't suffocate in the pod. Sugumi and I got to either side of the researcher and supported him. We brought him over to where the 3 pods were. When I pressed the button on the side of one, his hatch opened. Put him gently down inside. When I pressed the button again, the capsule pod closed again silently. Oh, the kid and you laid Coco down in another pod. Why does this look so weird? I don't know what it is about it that is weird, but it is weird. The hatch to the pod closed soon after. Did you find the manual?
見つけたこっちのコントロールパネルで
I'm not gonna ask why there's a manual for treatment pods when all of them should be like medically trained, but that's okay. Did they press 1? So true. This is the control panel. You started operating a terminal a short
高
distance
圧
away.
酸素治療セット
Screens of the monitors attached to the tubes flickered. Both of the pods seemed to be functioning normally.
大丈夫なはずよ
Okay. Condition of the people inside the pods was monitored and it appeared on the control panel. Blood pressure, heart rate, respiration rate. The expressions on their faces were even visible. I watched them for a few minutes. Coco and the researcher whose name we didn't know. It was a slow process, but they both seemed to be gradually returning to normal.
よかった
ええよかったわ
Thank God this researcher that we just met for 2 seconds is alive. Looks like we made it in time. A collective sigh of relief. Seemed as if we had escaped the worst for the moment. Well, we don't have time to hang around, you know. We didn't know if the situation at IBF was any different than Limu. There might have been other survivors or a way out, even communications. We could possibly even find the information about tuberculosis. It was best to search as much as time would allow. Everyone agreed, so Tsumugi, the kid, Sugumi, sorry, the kid and I went looking around IBF. What is this?
Press button 1. If you want to move on to the game, press button 2.
Amazing.
Instructions on how to get through the hotels, press button 1.
Thank you, Mario. You would say you had the most medical experience, so she stayed in the examination room with Pee-Pee to look after Coco and the researcher. I'm glad Pee-Pee stayed. 1, I'm sorry, I can't give you any information about how to navigate the hotels. Because we were unfamiliar with the area, the 3 of us set out together to look around. We all walked around IBF, but since there were only a few places, there wasn't much to see. Imagine a version without the enclosed instruction book. Almost all of the corridors had been blocked off. There were many doors that didn't open. When I tried forcing open one of the doors, a terrible smell started pouring out, so I hurriedly closed it again. From what I had seen during the brief moment the door was open, a few researchers covered in blood had died while clawing at their throats. Let me die! I didn't really want to think of what happened there. It wasn't hard to imagine the situation had been the same or worse than what happened in Limu. Another room was empty of people and there were a few computer terminals there. Operating the terminals, we were able to scan through some of the information left there. There was some information about Teeth Blau. Name? Teeth Blau. So true, I knew that part already. Symptoms: fever, chills, headache, aching muscles, loss of appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pains, etc. As it progresses, the patient begins to hemorrhage from the mouth, gums, conjunctiva, nasal cavity, the skin, the alimentary canal. What's that? Hold on, I have to find Google again. Alimentary canal. Also called the digestive tract. Why couldn't you just say that then? There's a probability of dying. Death rate after contracting the disease over 85%. Me deciding my virus in Plague Inc. Symptoms first appear similar to that of a common cold, and while they may temporarily improve, the patient's condition will again rapidly deteriorate, resulting in hemorrhaging. Incubation period: 2 to 7 days. I missed the tips. Yeah, now we just get weird background. It's not even like the thinking background, it's just like whatever we're in at the time. After that point, all the data was corrupted and it was not clear what else was written. Other than that, we came across some interesting information by accident. In the corner of a business log. IBF visitor registry. Yagami Coco. Coco's name had been listed. Looking further into the file, there seemed to be a personal memo written by somebody. I get to see my daughter for the first time in a while. The school's on vacation, so she has a 10-day break. I'm glad you agree that Remember 11 is better so far. Not much has really happened. I mean, some stuff has happened, but it's not like we just like got a virus and the water might get in and we might die by drowning, which is like which is fine. It's not like the most revolutionary thing I've ever read. It took us like 10 hours to get here. I've been trapped for so long in this tin can doing virus research that I'm jealous. That aside, when I told her that special permission had been granted for her to come down and see IBF, she sent me a happy reply saying she would. We've exchanged mail every once in a while, but I wonder how long it's been since we've actually seen each other. I'll just be happy if she hasn't forgotten what I look like. TY. That's okay. TY, I thought they were probably the initials of Dr. Yagami, Coco's dad. No, just being nice. I mean, the Coco, Takeshi, had been visited IBF once before May the 1st to meet her father. We didn't find any other survivors in IBF. The kids, Tsugumi and I all went back to the examination room. You, how are they doing?
今のところは大丈夫だよ。
Remember, by that time, I already had a character I hated, one I liked, one that was very sus and intriguing. Yeah, we've still got the same people. One of them's dying, but I don't think she will actually die. Sora's gone forever. Weird girl. And kid. I looked at the monitor showing vital signs. blood pressure, heart rate, respiration rate, they all seem to have stabilized for the moment. This game does seem mid. You've only been here for like 20 minutes.
そうだ、クラナリ。
We've had to experience this for the past like 10 hours.
医療用データベースを確認したんだけど。
It is very funny though. I feel like it it's not quite Zero Time Dilemma levels of comedy game, but there's been some pretty funny moments that I don't think were supposed to be funny. I checked the medical database at this time earlier, but I hesitantly asked you, yeah, did you find something?
ティーフブラウイルスの治療法。決定的なものはまだ
Junpei
発
walk?
見されていない
No,
みたい。
but there is tuna sandwiches.
対処療法として例のオレンジアンプルの注射で症状を一時的に緩和することはできるけど、あとは確率の低い自然治癒を待つしか方法はない
Wait,
ら
what's
し
the
い。
point of these oxygen pods then? Oh, that sucks.
え、
Wish we were kicking cans right now.
それってどういうこと？
You had trouble finding the words, so Sugumi took over for her.
そうね。つまりココが治るにはココ自身の免疫機能が頑張るしかないってこと。
Oh, I guess they said it like helps white blood cells or whatever. So I guess it does help.
私たちは彼女をポットに入れて、あとは祈るしかない。
そうだね。そういうことになる。
Gotta diffuse all bad situations in life by telling everyone we should go eat sandwiches now.
そんなココは治らないの？
That is not what we said. The kid looked like he was about to cry. Nobody said that. Whether she gets better or not, it's up to Coco's will to live. I don't think that's how it works, but so true. But the kid walked over to the pod where Coco was
コ
sleeping.
コ、ココ。
He started to cry, latching onto the pod as though he was embracing it.
あのポットがココをどれだけ助けてくれるかも未知数なの。
You murmured softly as she read the life signs on the
高
monitor.
圧酸素治療の他にもレーザーでの現金やら簡単な手術のできる機能も備わってるらしいし、
Oh, okay.
使い方によってはハイバネーション
Cryogenic! They just took these and then put them in VLR! Took the little cross off of them. I can't believe
ハイ
this.
バネーション。
What's that, you?
わからない。マニュアルに
You
沿わ
don't
な
know
い
what it is? What year is it? 2017? What year was this made? Maybe people wouldn't know what cryogenic freezing is.
私
When
たち
did
には何も
cryogenic
分かってない
freezing become a thing? I mean, it's not a thing. But you know what I mean.
今は信じて待つしかないの。
Freeze them! Beep. A sharp alarm sounded from the control panel monitor. Not knowing what it was, we all looked at the monitor at once. Kid ran over to where we are. Researcher died. Oh, he's dying. An agonized expression came over the face of the researcher. Gyogle? It says 2002. I realize that this is not your fault. It's my fault for asking 5 questions. Oh, okay, thank you for clarifying. He thrashed and contorted inside the cramped capsule. We have to trust Gyogle. Hey man! The researcher coughed violently and clawed at his throat. I guess his will to live wasn't good enough. His hand and the area around his mouth was stained red. The color quickly drained from his skin. This game is as old as you? Yeah! A little bit younger than me. His breathing became shallow and he groaned in a low voice.
そんないきなり容体が変わるなんて。
I'm a couple years older than ever 17. I might be younger than Never 7 though. I don't know when that one came out. Hey man, stop grabbing at your throat like that. You'll crush it. He's giving his all in that performance. He only gets like 5 lines. August 29th? Oh god. Is it Yoshi's? It's the 27th? Or is that someone else? I know someone has a birthday 7 days exactly after mine. 24? Is it Dusk that's the 27? Hold on, I have it all written down in notes on Discord. Where's Dusk? I didn't write it down in my Discord notes. Or maybe I did, but because streamer mode is on it, they're not there. Anyway, it's with someone. It's still not 29. Hugh. He slowly lowered the hands which have been thrashing at his throat with. Hey man, are you alright? Does he look okay to you? No! Do you have any useful information you can tell us before you die? This researcher was barely breathing. He was trying to breathe. A gasp. He wasn't able to bring in air. You poured over the manual and desperately searched the control panel, but there's nothing she could do. There's no way for her to keep him alive. She pounded on the manual. She placed both elbows on the panel and covered her face with her hands. I'm glad they introduced the researcher character for him to give us nothing. Ah! She burst into tears. Someone died though! Finally! A death! Tsugumi and the kid gazed at the monitor with strained expressions. The researcher's vital signs were getting weaker. Oh wait, he's not dead yet. Much as your birthday? We was just talking about it. He looked as though he was smiling, and his eyes closed. He would never move again. Now he died. Beep. Life readings from the capsule pod went blank, and an electronic alarm sounded for what seemed like forever. Never 7 came out in 2000. Older than all of them. Did it hear it? Can't believe this. We couldn't save him. We didn't have the power to save that man whose name we didn't even know. Thank you, King. I reached out my hand to the panel and turned off the alarm. How is Coco? You replied in a voice filled with tears. Okay, thanks. We'll have to make sure he gets a proper burial. Where are we gonna bury him? In the ocean? Everyone was motionless for a while. Just throw him out into the sea. How are people born in the 2000s? Ha ha ha. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I see people with birthdays past 1999, they're not real. I do not perceive them. Proof of how serious the situation was lay right before our eyes. The time rolled ever forward. We didn't have any more room to play around. Dragging my legs, which seemed suddenly very heavy, I went to check all the areas in IBF once again. And so this many games ago, played 12 Ribbon? Probably not. We had to find a way out as soon as possible. After searching again, the only thing we realized was that all of the escape pods were gone. Researchers had probably used them to get out. There's no deep water diving gear, no oxygen tanks. Meaning, all routes of escape have been cut off. We're quickly approaching the earliest estimated time for Limu's implosion. It was almost May the 6th, 4:30 PM. I thought the earliest estimated time was 2 PM. You gonna play the reboot? There's a reboot? Oh, we're sad, I guess. Are we actually gonna die? Is this the end of the route? Code 18? A few more hours later, we tried everything. There was nothing else we could do to get out of there. There were no paths for us left to take. Hit by that reality, all my remaining strength drained away. All I could do was this actually the end of the route? Amazing. All I could do was watch the seconds on the clock slip by. The kid's condition had gotten worse, and he was sleeping in a capsule pod. What do you mean his condition had gotten worse? I guess he got the virus. We tried contacting the outside using the communication lines, but nothing had changed since we were at Limu. All sonic and electrical communications were down. Every once in a while, static would come through the receiver from the outside. Means that the lines were functioning, but the computer's communication software wasn't working. We've been trapped here by Liebling Pharmaceuticals to hide the existence of IBF and its records from the outside world! Were we? Oh, okay, I guess so. Our reality was a nightmare. How I wished that it had all only been a long dream. Thinking that, I closed my eyes slowly.
3 minuten vor der Implosion.
Implosion! Oh no. 3 minutes. Until implosion. Announcement grated mechanically from the room speakers. I didn't even need to Google Translate that one. I just know it because of iDragon. I could hear sharp metallic sounds echoing from somewhere. And also the Future Diary OP. It's ironic. I think we were also talking about that one of the other times we were playing this game. The walls creaked ominously and the floor shook.
どうやら始まったみたい。
Well, bye everyone. Sugumi looked at the ceiling and murmured that started.
あるいは終わりね。
Finished. I looked up at the ceiling and I couldn't see anything. The heavy reverberations were coming from somewhere far away in the water.
結局私の場所はここだったみたい。
Sugumi let those words fall from her lips without any expression.
つぐみ何言ってるの？場所って何？
From a spot on the floor, you raised her head
ずっ
feebly.
と探していてやっとたどり着いたの。ここが私の死に場所だった。
Oh, Sugumi stood unsteadily. She dragged her right leg. Sugumi, what happened to your leg?
これ
Sugumi looked at her leg as if it was the first time she had
なんと
noticed.
もないはずだったのにね。何があっても自分は死ねないと思ってたんだけど、
Leg.
それもまた間違いだったのかも。
2 minuten vor der Implosion.
Is wireless? Dragging her leg, Sugumi hobbled toward the door. Sugumi, wait! Tried to chase after her, but tripped awkwardly. My hands hit the floor. When I tried to stand, I fell to the floor again. My legs wouldn't move as I wanted. Sprawled out on the floor, my whole body was numb and I couldn't move. What is happening to me? Oh, I suddenly started coughing and put my hand to my mouth. Removing it slowly, I noticed my palm was sticky with blood. We got the blue virus. Sugumi, where are you going? My vision began to grow dim. The distance separating us became distorted.
さあ
Who knows? Sugumi tilted her head.
仲間ごっこってのもそんなに悪いも
What
んじゃな
the
かったけど。
She opened the flood hatch and went into the infirmary.
もう会うこともないでしょ。
Bye, bestie. Her outline seemed to flicker faintly. She's a hologram.
じゃあね。
As Sugumi walked out down the hallway, I lost sight of her. She closed the hatch from the outside. She turned the handle so I knew that the door was sealed. In that instant, I heard the terrible roar of water from the passageway on the other side of the hall. The watertight hatch groaned and buckled under the tremendous force of the water, but somehow withstood the pressure. Sugumi!
1 Minute vor
Eine
der
Minute!
Implosion.
Beep. Oh, did Coco die? The alarm from the pause control panel started shrieking a high-pitched warning. I turned my head to look over at the source of the noise. The vital signs. Should have been displayed on the monitor. We're no longer moving. Not funny. No! Oh no, it wasn't Coco, that was the kid. Kid, no! The alarm wouldn't stop. Its cold, flat tone drowned out the silence. What happened to Coco? Is she still alive? The lines weren't moving, no heartbeat, no breathing, nothing. Can't be.
って言って。クララリ嘘だって言ってよ。
Lying flat on the floor, you started sobbing. The terrible roaring from overhead gradually became louder. Seemed as if the whole floor was trembling. Ignoring the complaints from my body, I used the rest of my strength to pull myself close to you. I'm not sobbing. I'm here. My blood hand? The floor was wet with blood. I somehow slid my arm over to it. Both of you's hands took my right hand, closing around it gently. It's not funny. Her small hands were icy cold. You came crawling over me, pulling the hand in a grasp closer. She hooked my hand close and held it to her chest, squeezing it closely, firmly. The palm of my hand covered her chest. I think I would also hate dying. That's a valid take. This is the longest minute of all time, by the way. Don't want to die. Yu's body was starting to shake. I could tell from my hand pressed against her that she was rapidly losing energy. She got tomato sauce everywhere. It's from the hot dogs we had the other day. Her skin and clothes were freezing cold. The only place where warmth remained was her chest, where our hands were touching. Yu's heart was beating so hard it felt like it would explode. Yeah, I get it that we're dying. It sounds a bit harsh, but can we just get on with the dying thing? Is you not you? Yeah, it's you. The voice was getting hoarse, and she was having trouble breathing. I couldn't move any more either. I tried to breathe, to comfort her, but all that came from my mouth were red drops of blood. Extending my fingers towards you, I ran them over her body to check if she was still alive. Her whole body was racked with spasms. Her frame bent, twitching backward. But soon even her shaking became weaker. Is her name Yu? Yeah. It's a short version of her other name, which is too complicated that nobody could ever say it, so she's called herself Yu instead, because that's much less confusing. She became colder and colder with each passing moment. Only her heart remained beating ferociously. It sounded far away, as though it could almost be my imagination. But what? Her voice was devoid of strength. A single tear followed those words. Oh. I really liked. Yu's heart made one last frantic burst. And after that, oh, well, I guess she didn't get to finish it. I heard nothing. The warmth of her hand was totally gone. The beating of her heart lost forever. Exclamation mark. In that moment, my vision went red. Panicking, I wiped my face with my hands. Red. Everything was red. I couldn't see anything. All I could feel was slippery warmth. My face pressed into the floor so hard that I thought it would become part of it. better not become president. We did. We went on like, well, I don't think we went on the carousel together. We just kind of watched it, and she talked about her dad for a bit. Yeah, you died. My breathing stopped. I couldn't move. I couldn't support myself. The floor was cold and hard. My body stiffened and became cold as well. My consciousness faded, disappearing, and from somewhere, the crackling sounds of the communication lines faded away. That was the last sound I heard. Life reading 1. The story's not over yet because only you are in the infinity loop. So true. Do you mean only you, as in me, or you? It doesn't really roll off the tongue as well as it is an infinity loop. Congrats, thank you. Not you, but you know? Not you know, but you know. Okay, well, amazing. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And I guess we'll start a new route. That was the 17 ever. It's true. Maybe we'll meet Haruhi in this next route. We'll be back in a second. Hello. I don't remember if continue or special have new things now. I can check. Is there a flowchart? Yes. It was in the game files. For some reason. I did not look at it, but I know that it exists. I don't know if there's like a recommended way to do this. Or if after I press special and look at what's in special and then press continue and see what happens, we just look at the flowchart and see what we do. I don't know. I didn't think this far ahead. I didn't think we were gonna get an ending. Nothing happened. We just all died. Amazing ending. Special. Shortcut. Tsugumi Sora version bad end? What does that mean? Also, why don't we get any more days in Takeshi's perspective? Okay, well... Amazing. Can I get some wallpaper? Etc.? Wait, you can actually say your wallpaper to— Who's Sarah? Sarah, it's you! Hurry, Suzumiya, for real. Screensaver. Yeah, I really want this to be my screensaver forever. System voice. I would like to hear Sugumi's dulcet tones.
システムを起動します。おはよう。終わりゴミ箱フォーマメールがメールよメールだメッセージが届きましたメッセージが届きました
フリーズスタートでござるよ。
システムをおはよう終了ねフォー
Don't you know much that was anime wallpaper actually true? Oh, return. Okay, I don't need to hear any more of that. It's just that these sister sounds on your PC. No. Clear list. Oh, okay, there's 11 endings. Ironically, not the game that's got 11 in it. It's the one with 11 endings. We got ending 4. We should have 17. Maybe the 6 secret endings. Incel! Okay. Well. Does the... Oh, continue. I don't think there's anything special. It's just my normal saves. And then the auto saves. I don't remember the chocolate thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, is the... Am I gonna get spoiled if I look at the... what? Not the walkthrough. The, Probably? Oh, it's gonna take so long for me to find these stupid endings by myself. Could you send me the file? Yeah. If I can find it. Where is it? Oh god. It's been too long, I don't remember where it is. Is it in the readme? It was somewhere. Readme.html? Oh yeah, here it is. Let me send it to you. Well, it's a PNG, so I think if I send it to you on Discord, it will just show me the image. That's okay. I'll just send it to you and then not look, and if it spoilers, you can just spam like a bunch of letters to get it off the screen. There you go, bestie. Put it in a zip file. I don't know how to do that, so I just sent it to you. See what other specials we have. Jukebox. Let's put on Lemuria Niche Ruin. Thank you, Abo Takeshi. Takeshi! Quali. Belle Delphine. Reisahund. I don't know. Incel song? I won't scroll too far down just in case it has like all the songs. Well, it's all in German, so it's not like I'm gonna know what it means. What's all these? Heilmittel. Komischer Wahl. What's the verdict on the flowchart? I'll probably not look at the flowchart. Okay. Do you have a recommendation of where to go? Just so I'm not looking around the game mindlessly. I think right at the start there's probably a place Like when my text box turned green. But I don't. But is that past the first shortcut? Probably. New game. What's the skip button? Would you like to go back to green text box land, or would you like a different color? If I'm not green text box, will I not have to be Takeshi anymore? Because maybe we should do one of them. Who knows? I mean, well, I don't know how many colors of text box there are, I suppose. But considering that in the name of the ending it says, oh wait, where is it? The shortcut, it says Takeshi's perspective. You can kind of surmise that there might be other perspectives. Also just like from the prologue of the game. Yeah, take me to a different color text box, why not? Spice it up a little bit. It's like doing Kokoro's route and then doing Satoru's route immediately afterwards. One choice in the prologue just before the text box changed colours. I don't really remember which choice it was, but maybe it will be obvious. New game. I want to pick the other choice. Who am I? Okay, what's the skip button? Surely I will remember. Skip until next choice. Oh! Listen to the explanation. I don't want to hear your stupid joke.
まあ気にならないこともないけど、後でな。
Patting the little dog's head, he turned back to listen to the explanation.
というわけで、各フロア
Oh
の
yeah,
構
it's
造は
back in
お分かりになって
second
いただけた
person.
と思います。
I was kind of afraid because all the other stuff in the patch like wasn't working with the font stuff. That the skip thing would also not work, and I would also have to sit through slow skipping. So now you should have a general
ところで、
understanding.
このレミューはつまり内部の気圧が話の始めでもこれから皆さんが
I didn't learn
お入り
anything.
になるですから今このようにして皆さんの体を無気圧の大気に慣らしているという
Skip
わけ
until
で
next choice. Okay, I'm not
す
allowed.
もちろんこの混合ガスは酸素、窒素、ヘリウムで構成されておりますので人体には
Maybe
全
because it's
く無害
a
です
new scene. I don't know. I thought we heard this part.
どうして中の気圧を高めているのかと申しますとそれはレミューの安全性を確保するために必要不可欠だからです
Maybe they actually increased the air pressure to do something with the virus.
皆さんはこれから海の
Then they
中へ
really
戻
would
って
have
い
just
くわけ
copied
で
it
すが
and then just put it in VLR. Now we're going to enter the
ここで
ocean.
ちょっぴり不安に思われている方も中にはいらっしゃるのでは
I
ない
know
でしょう
who
か
you are, Park staff. Her hair is even see-through. Can't believe this. They spoiled the amazing plot
海
twist
水が
that
漏
I
れて
never saw
中に入って
coming.
きたらどうするんだとか水圧に押しつぶされて沈没してしまうんじゃないかとかしかしどうかご
Please
安
relax.
心
There
く
is
ださい
nothing to worry
そ
about.
のような心配は一切ご無用です内部の気圧を高めているのでこのレミューが
There's
水圧によって
absolutely no way that
押しつぶ
Limu
される
could be
ことは
crushed by the
絶対に
outside
ありえない
water pressure. Oh, okay, if you say so.
ところでこの加圧室に入る前に皆さんにイヤホンのようなものをお配りしましたよね
声がどうかしたの？
さっきの説明聞いてなかったよ。
何笑ってるの？ニヤニヤ
You didn't listen to the explanation. You were too busy telling a stupid joke.
怪しい人みたいだよ。
つうか自分の声自分で聞いてみ。おかしいぞ。まるで8本足の宇宙人だ。
Sounds like an eight-legged alien.
宇宙人ってピロピロのケロケロ？
Gooba Juba Duba Space Alien.
星人とか海洋星人とか？機関星人だとこの辺の先っちょからビームが
Don't- I don't care about the galaxy lasers.
それよりさ、ごめんちゃんの方が
It's not funny.
もういい。もうお腹いっぱい。サンキュー。
For the voice all today is back in his ears. Look to the staff member again. Skip until next choice. No.
さあ説明はこれで終わりです。
So true. So funny. I know. Oh. Forget it.
いや、なんでもない。ちょっとこけただけ。
そうですか。
I forgot about this. Couldn't bring himself to say that the Tanuki had floored him with one punch. Goodbye, Haruhi. The big Tanuki turned his back and ran. Tanuki's silhouette ran slightly away into the distance. Did we take this part already? No. A moment later, it disappeared up the hallway
あ
ahead.
れ？あのミュミュンどうしたんだろう。
The staff member looked after the Tanuki as she spoke.
落ち葉に戻りなさいっての。まあいいや。
Oh well. She looked at him again and smiled, laughing.
何かありましたら
Oh,
い
we
つで
will
も
need
呼んでくださいね。
so many things. Staff member disappeared. I see. That was a Tanuki. That was Mew Mew. Skip until next choice. Oh. He had just heard that it was not a Tanuki, but Mew Mew the fox monkey. That information had already disappeared from his mind. Forgot his name. It doesn't matter though. That's the person that hit me and ran away. He didn't want revenge, but he didn't want to ask it why it had done what it did. I was thinking before, if they really did do something with the you and you thing, they would have taken that and then they're like, okay, how can we one up this in a new game, Remember 11? What if instead of just like making a little joke with you and you, we make like 3 omnipotent beings and instead of using normal language to say which one is which, we just use all different honorific ways to say the word I. Without making a sound, he slowly approached the Tanuki mascot Mew Mew. As soon as he got behind it, he quickly grabbed the costume by the head. Oh, hello, child. I remember this. Oh, this is the part where everything is horrible. Who are you?
お前こそ何なんだ。俺が何かしたか？
したわさっき。
さっき？
He's getting more and more confused.
つまりあんまり邪魔をしてほしくない。だから。
邪魔って何を？
Boom. Oh, is it skip until next choice time? Yep. Oh, who am I? So true, we ain't playing as Takeshi. We are? I think for some of it with Takeshi, and then for other parts we were a child. And then also the narrator is speaking in the second person, which would imply that it's like a different being. And then after I pressed this, the narrator became first person past tense instead, which was weird, but whatever. Okay, let's see what happens. Who am I? What color are we going to be this time? Because the text box is a different color. We're going to be red? Can we be Kokoro this time? Oh no, it's Satoru now! I didn't know where I was, but I quietly opened my eyes. Next thing I knew, I was on a bed. The ceiling was so white that it was slightly blinding. It smelled as disinfectant. I wondered where I
気
was.
がついた？
A shadow passed above me on the bed. I wondered who it could be. Oh, wait a minute. Somewhere. I felt like I had met that person somewhere
具
before.
合はどう？
You hope he doesn't talk as much this time.
顔色は良さそうだけど。
I kinda at first assumed that the 2 perspectives would just be us and the child. But everyone could get a perspective. I just don't know why it would just be Takeshi and the child in the prologue, and then it would be everyone. Which doesn't really, I don't know. We'll find out. Who was it? I knew her. I was sure that I knew her. Still, I couldn't put my finger on any one thing about her that I knew. The more I thought about it, the more the area around my temples pounded pain.
あれ
Hello,
や
you.
っぱりダメそうかな。頭痛いの？
Can you tell me who I am? I pressed my temples with oh, it's got to be the child, because the question was who am I, and he's got amnesia. I'm a child now. I pressed my temples with the fingers of both hands, nodding slightly.
わかった。じゃあちょっと待ってて。痛み止め探してみるから。
I guess the choice was literally just picking between what either character was thinking at the moment. So many more dating options just opened up to us. Horrible. She laughed sweetly and stepped away from me. I raised myself up and looked around. The room was completely white, with a number of beds tidily lined up in a row. Looking behind me, there was a curved glass window in the wall. I got off the bed and put on my shoes, which were neatly arranged below me. I approached the window. Can we date Haruhi? Is she gonna exist in this room? Outside, as far as the eye could see, was one endless sheet of blue. Transparent waves of light swayed gently in the dense, deep navy mist. Part of me feels like this route would have been better to do first, but it's too late for that now. I put both of my hands on the wall and pushed my face up against the glass. Just then, a flash of silver light died across my vision. For an instant, I was afraid, then I noticed it was just a fish. Kid, this is the middle of the ocean.
どうしちゃったの？
At some point, the girl had come to stand beside me.
当たり前でしょ。ここはレミューの救護室なんだから。
I'm gonna have to sit through all of the I was gonna say horrible for a second. Amazing scenes all over again. There better not be any more perspectives. I don't think I can take it. Limu! The instant I heard that word, a flash of searing light reappeared in the back of my mind. That was right. That was right. I come to Limu. Theme park Limu floating in the ocean. I've been walking around Limu with her. There were ancient ruins, the whale, the good jellyfish, the merry-go-round. Jesus Christ. Excited for Scooby's perspective. But why had I come to that place? To Limu? Did I come for fun? Of course I had. It was a theme park after all. But was that right? Was that really the reason? Violent head pain struck me again. I shook my head again and again, my face distorted from the pain.
ちょっと大丈夫？もう少し横になってた方がいいんじゃない？
The blue Takeshi. She helped support me as I returned to the bed. I just realized we're gonna see Takeshi's sprite for the first time in like, what, like 11, 12 hours?
はい、痛み止め。
We saw like little bits of him, like the bottom of his face in that one CG that I don't even remember which one it was. She held 2 white pills in her left hand. In her right was a cup filled with water. White pills, 2 of them. Oh. It's just like Remember 11. If we don't take the pills, we're going to be killed by a baby. That sounds funny. I'll not take them. No thanks. I replied instantly. I looked away from her hand.
どうしたの？頭痛いんでしょ？
Yeah.
だったら飲まないと痛み引かないよ。
Pain continued to throb through my skull. The pills in her hand would help to ease that pain. I understood all of that. Yet for some reason I wanted to look away from the medicine because I picked the dialogue choice.
わかった。さては君、お薬苦手なんでしょう。もう情けないな。
Kind of sad.
でも大丈夫。この薬ちっとも苦くなんてないから。苦いところか。芳醇で濃厚な甘みが口いっぱいに広がっていき、それでいて少しもしつこくなく。
So true. Ouch. My headache had gotten
ほ
worse.
ら言わんこっちゃない。どうしても飲めないって言うなら、お尻からさよ
I'm sorry! For an instant, I feared my chastity might be violated and grabbed the belt of my pants. Why is this in the child part? Alright, I'll take it, I'll take it. Feeling half threatened, I downed the medicine even though I didn't want to. It was super
多
bitter.
分軽い気圧障害だと思うよ。
Not barrow
よ
trauma.
くいるのよ、お客さんで。突然具合が悪くなって運び込まれちゃう人が。
She said that as she slyly took the cup from my hand. I sank my head back into the fluffy
そ
pillow.
もそも無理があるのよ。慣れない人がいきなり6気圧の中で長時間活動するのなんてさ。
So
人
true.
間は
You
地
told
表
him.
の気圧の中で快適に過ごせるように作られてるんだもん。こんな密度の濃い空気を吸ってたら体が拒絶反応を起こしちゃうのは当然だと思う。空気と初恋は淡い方がいいに決まってるの。
What are you talking about?
コーヒーと初恋なら濃い方がいいけどね。
I'm like 8 years old! Huh? She touched my face with the palm of her hand. The backs of her slender fingers stroked my cheek. You, bestie! The smooth texture of her skin slipped down from my neck to above my chest, stopping
大
there.
丈夫。熱はないみたい。
She smiled at me. Somehow I felt all embarrassed and pulled the bed cover up to my eyes and hid my face. Yikes! Yeah, I think yikes is appropriate.
それじゃあそのまましばらく休んでて。
You, that's our appropriate conversation.
私、外の様子見てくるから。
Outside?
なんて説明すればいいのかな。君が寝てる間に
A
ちょっと
bit
したトラ
of
ブルがあったみ
trouble.
たいで。まあ、そのことは後で説明するから、今はとにかく何も考えずにゆっくり休む。いい？
Seeing me nod, she walked away from the bed. Hey, wait a second. Just let me ask you one thing.
何？
Why am I here? You just told me this is the Limu Infirmary,
君
right?
はね、スバイトストックの売店でいきなり倒れちゃったの。それで私は通り
Some
がかり
guy.
の男の人と君をこの救護室まで運んできて。っていうか、覚えてないの？あの時のこと。
Kiosk. At the kiosk. In front of a big window. A sweet, sweet smell. Something covering my body. The Lima mascot.
お前だろう、俺を殴ったのは。
That's right, I remember. And I was struck dizzy. Like something had been being stolen away. I lost my consciousness
ど
and...
う？思い出した？
Yes.
他に質問は？
Shook my head and answered.
それじゃあ、いい子にして待っててね。すぐ
Oh,
戻ってく
get
るから。
out of this horrible place. She patted my head gently and began walking for the door, while I turned my head to stare at her back. My last name is Tanaka. My first name is Yu. My real name is much longer though. If you're such a pain, just call me Yu. I remembered her words. Yu turned at the door and looked back at me, lifting her hand to wave, and left the infirmary. All alone inside the quiet room, it was like time had stopped. I didn't know if the medicine had started to work or not, but my headache was completely gone. Tanaka! We have to bring it up at least one time every stream. As I stared at the ceiling, I thought about the events leading to my being in that bed. Before I passed out, I've been walking around Limu with you. We've gone to a shop and we're talking. And we rode an egg-shaped elevator up 2 floors. Before I met you, I had been in a small park. I was on a bench in the park. I was waiting for someone. Who was I waiting for? Haruhi Suzumiya. I didn't know. Oh, I guess we don't know. My memory was a fog, and thinking about events after would make my mind seemingly cloud over. I shook my head several times, trying to clear it and concentrate. Why was I there? Why did I come to Limu? Did I come alone or was I with someone else? What was I doing before I came to Limu? How did I arrive at the amusement park? It's no use. I can't remember. The thread of my memory was cut off right there. couldn't recall anything beyond that time on the back park bench enjoying ice cream. Yeah, because that's when the game started. It probably has something to do with, because it was the first thing that I observed or whatever. It's just like Remember 11 again. It was like getting lost in the forest and going to turn back only to discover that everything had gone dark. Felt very strange. Felt like I was in the middle of a dream. Felt like I'd lost something. Something very important. I didn't know what that something was. Not being able to move forward made me feel like it was specifically because I'd lost something important. Labyrinth of Memories? Is it I don't remember? Well, if you played it, you go play it and maybe you'll be reminded of what that plot is. I felt an unpleasant sense of something lacking. That sense of something not being quite right irritated me. I took my right hand out from under the blanket and stared dreamily at my palm. Countless wrinkles etched there, intertwining, reaching out like the branches of a tree in complicated patterns. This really is the Satoru root. The pinkish skin, and buried deeper the slightly blue veins. And 5 fingers. My hand always been this strange shape? Bizarre thoughts hit me from nowhere. No, my right palm was no different than it had ever been. Yet for some reason, I felt that I had to doubt even that natural fact. Even, maybe, just maybe, until a few hours ago, I might have had 6 fingers. Or 7, or maybe 8. Felt like something was wrong. Could I have been feeling that way because I lost something special? I opened and closed my hand a few times, just repeating that meaningless, simple exercise. I wandered in the forest, searching for that one lost finger. What are you talking about? The door to the infirmary opened and you returned. You dashed into the room and ran towards me as if she was going to bowl me over. Did Takeshi ever think that much? No, I don't think so. We just thought about tuna sandwiches. He shouted at me suddenly. Completely clueless, I simply laid there in a daze. You peeled off the blanket and dragged me off the bed. What's the matter? Oh, okay. You had a panicked expression. The relaxed look that had been on her face just a while ago had vanished completely. Escape? To where? Why? Okay, there was something urgent and powerful in Yu's words. She dragged me along. Felt a sharp sense of crisis from her powerful grip. I hurriedly slipped on my sneakers and fled out of the room with it. Is this the ending already? We just escape? That was quick. The instant we emerged into the sprawling corridor, my feet stopped. I sucked in my breath, my body froze, and I just stared at the light spreading before me. There was something missing. People, sound, warmth. No way, this can't be. Just leave, Lamau. The words I muttered were devoured by the eerie silence. Looking back and forth in the corridor, even in the furthest direction, there was no sign of anyone. Just the man-made walls on both sides. Unnatural light, whiter than white. Poet didn't know it shone from the ceiling and gave off a cold light. Unnatural light gave off a cold light? Yeah, real poet, this one. Why? Why isn't anyone here? Everyone? Where could everyone be? No, I think the plane kicked the can, actually. Saying that, you again tugged my arm. Hunched over and on the verge of tripping, I let you lead me through the wide corridors as we ran. Our footsteps were the only sound echoing in the quiet complex. The more we ran, the more out of breath I became. My heart was pounding. Everything just felt like a dream. A nightmare in which some unknown monster was chasing us everywhere. With no clue as to the identity of the monster, nor why we needed to escape. Hair-raising fear rose within me, and I was powerless to do anything. Simply coward. In a world devoid of people. Among faded colours. Just Yu's palms grasped my arm. Only the certainty of her touch, that one point of contact, allowed me to retain any connection with reality. Finally, we arrived in front of the elevator. You rushed to the front of the door and pushed the button. button was unlit.
ちょっと冗談でしょ。どうして止まっちゃってるわけ？
You struck the button repeatedly, but nothing happened. The light stayed off. There was no sign that the floor display above the elevator doors was functioning either. Hey, aren't there any emergency stairs or anything? You looked back and shifted her eyes around as if she were thinking.
ついてきて。
Yeah, we ran up them all the time. Saying only that, she dashed off. Straight down that long, stretching corridor. You turned her head to the left and right, looking for something. Looked like she soon found what she was looking for. She headed toward it single-mindedly. A ladder, next to it the words Ausgang, emergency exit, were written in straight red letters with an arrow pointing upward. At the other end of the ladder was the ceiling and a sturdy-looking door with a round-shaped handle attached to it. There are emergency stairs on the other side? What gang? Ausgang! Without answering, you started climbing the ladder. She turned the handle and opened the door. Talked more during this than in the entirety of Takeshi route.
ここは緊急避難用の通路。この通路の途中に非常階段がついてるの。
You told me that quickly while we ran. The corridor stretched in a gentle arc so that the far end was not visible. The scenery was repetitive and I began to have delusions that I was running in place. Where in the world am I right now? How far do I have to run? I just had to trust in you and chase after her back. Suddenly, you turned right. Inertia kept me going forward. Afraid I'd missed the turn, I grabbed the corner with my hand, yanking myself around and chasing after you again. The route became straight! Oh, that's unfortunate. Immediate to the left, a green-coloured sign for emergency stairs was lit up. No gaze. Otherwise we'd get sent to super hell. Below the light was a closed door. You jumped toward the door's handle. I think all the routes are straight in this game, yeah. Unfortunately. You was desperately trying to turn the handle. Can you tell her to stop moaning? No! Did you not hear what she was saying before? This is much better. It won't open?
絶対に開けてみせる。だからほら、ポケット突っ立ってないで手伝ってよ。
Spurred by her words, I firmly grabbed onto the handle, firmly grasped it. I tried with all my might to turn it in the direction of the arrow that said, Öffnen, open. Damn, what's with this? It won't budge at all. It was stuck fast, almost as if it had been welded shut. It didn't look like it would move to the right or left.
せーので回してみよう。
Okay.
いい？せーの。
With that, I threw my complete weight onto the handle. Damn. Open! Just then, a sound arose as if it were inside the earth, echoing heavily from somewhere. You and I relaxed our grips and then looked at each other.
何？何なのよこの音。
The walls shook. A small vibration shook the handle we grabbed. The lights on the ceiling flashed irregularly. The metal mesh floor was clanging against itself. An earthquake!
そんなわけないでしょ。ここは海の中なんだから。
So true. The vibration gradually increased in intensity. The squeaking sound of steel against steel shocked our ears to bringing back the funny steel against steel. You and I loved our breath. You and I held our breath, waiting still. We tried to focus, sharpening our senses, our eyes wandering the void. A low growling sound, like the groan of a monster. A monster approaching. A voice filled with hate and rage turned to a howling roar, sending shivers up my spine. Where's that coming from? Where is it coming from? Yu's voice approached a scream. Her face lost all colour and her lips went dry. Oh, she's dying already! Her eyes behind her silky swaying bangs looked as if they were about to cry. Silky swaying bangs! Wind. It's wind. Ignoring that, I looked in the direction of the wind. I loved it! Down the extremely long corridor. Something appeared to be pushing and vying for space.
そうでしょ。 まさか水？
A monster came crashing towards us at a terrifying speed, mixing a roily spray of water. Oh. Oh. Are we dying? There was no doubt. It was a rushing behemoth of water. A massive froth of waves. Ah! It was not the time to be shouting. You and I started sprinting desperately. We turned left at the corner and ran. Why to call him Youth? They should have called him Youth. The voice of the monster was right on our heels. We couldn't look back. If we looked back, we felt like we'd be swallowed up. Something beyond fear or terror had made our minds go completely blank. We couldn't even think. We'd only run desperately for our lives. My shoulder bumped against the wall of the narrow corridor. It looked like my foot would get caught up in the bent metal flooring. Avoiding the pipes that hung down, we leapt over the... We leaped over the raised entrance of the watertight door and ran. Just ran on and on. It's got to be a dream. For an instant that thought cut across my mind. In a world devoid of people, among faded... You said this already! A drooling monster was reaching its bluish-white arms out toward my neck. It spit out with the mass of water into a sprawling room. We turned head over heel. Oh my, you're head over heels already? We just started in the violent water. Several times, maybe several dozen times, over and over again. Until finally my body stopped moving. Ouch! Ow! Ouch! I peeled my body from the soaked floor. Water was still pouring in from the far side of the open emergency entrance. It was flowing down like a waterfall and spreading smoothly towards the far corridor as if it were crawling across the floor. Every interest of youth to kid, which also gave us things like, hey kid here, instead of hey you there. That's right. What about you? No. My dad bought a plant upstairs and now all the little stupid tiny plant flies are back. You, just as I thought that I looked back, you were standing up. You okay? I shook the soaked Yu's shoulders and looked into her eyes. They were empty. Purplish blue lips were quivering. Kidding? Yu was completely dazed. You, hang on. The level of water continued to rise during that short time. What should I do? Just then, the watertight doors at the four sides of the room began to close at once. The doors are closing. Ever so slowly, letting off a dull sound. You! I tried shouting and shaking her harder, but there was no response. Instead, Yu's body went limp and she collapsed to the floor. Hey, quit goofing around, come on! I took Yu's arm and put it over my shoulder, lifting her up. I started walking toward the nearest watertight door. Yu was heavy like a stone. That's nice. Water pulled around both my legs so I could move forward. I couldn't move forward as fast as I wanted. The steel partition gradually slid down from above. Another one came up from below, pushing away water as it moved. The obstructed water swirled around. As the width between the doors narrowed, the water level increased. Come on, make it in time, please, just make it in time. Sadly, the door didn't stop moving. There was only a small opening left for us to escape. Whoa! There's no way I'm gonna die here. Giving it a shout, I ran, pushing the water out of the way. Yu's slumping body weighed heavily on my shoulder. Just abandon you. I couldn't let go of her arm. Okay, I guess we're not abandoning. I pulled together all my power. Almost there. Almost right there. With one hand, I grabbed hold of the edge of the bulkhead. Just barely. Just a few seconds after I'd squeezed our bodies through that narrow gap, the watertight door closed completely. We placed our backs against the closed door and collapsed. There was almost no sense of relief. Both of my legs were shaking and my heart was beating like it would explode. I spent a few moments there in a stupor. Anyway, the next thing I knew, the seawater had mostly disappeared from the floor. It wasn't to say that it was completely dry, it was still wet. And my and Yu's body... Time to eat some tuna sandwiches. It's gotta be coming up soon. We just had a moment where something was happening, so, you know, we've got to have some relief. Because I can't handle more than 5 minutes of of action at a time. We were still soaked. Are you alright?
何が
We were really out of it until just a second ago.
誰が
You were.
私が
You stood up and took a wet hair in hand, wiping away the water droplets around her eyes with the palm of her hand.
そうだ私たち水に巻き込まれて
Yes.
でどうしたんだっけ
We got swept into the next corridor over, and then all of a sudden the watertight doors started to close. But you were all spacey. I think things worse, you fainted.
じゃあ
Oh no, she has DID, not this again. Did anyone even have DID in Remember 11? I think Inubushi did. Technically, but then she also had the murder baby inside of her at the same time. So how did we get out? I goes out.
君が
Yeah.
本当に
What? You don't believe me?
だって君ってほら助けるよりも
Oh,
助
thanks.
けられる方が似合いそうなタイプじゃない
Maybe Inubushi / Sayaka, depending on how you interpret the story. Isn't Sayaka... Isn't Satoru Enomoto's dead sister? I don't remember which one was the real one. It's been too long. The dead sister? They had DID? Oh yeah! Because one of the theories was that, like, they became the same person or whatever because you thought that it was them when you looked at them in the prologue. You seem more like the type who needs help rather than dishes help out. Well, that's supposed to be.
そうそう冗談冗談本当に助けてくれたんだったらお礼言わなきゃねありがとうございました
You bowed her head slightly. Do you really mean it?
思ってるよ多分
You guess?
だから冗談だってばすぐ真に受けちゃうんだからこの
Innocent
成長少
young
年ね
Oh, whatever. Well, I suppose I owed you one anyway.
あり
When I collapsed at the shop, you helped me, right? So now we're even. When I said that, Yu's face lit up in a smile. Well, anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry up and find an exit.
そうだねまたどこで浸水が始
Can
ま
we
るかわかん
find
ないし
someone else? I don't want to be stuck with you forever. Maybe she'll actually matter in this. You was checking the ceiling and walls as she started walking. I guess I'll leave. You and me. I followed along behind her. We cut across the wide room, heading for the exit. It was a big empty mechanical merry-go-round. Without music or the voices of children playing. Only its bright lights glowed in a lonely sort of way.
ねえそういえばまだ名前聞いてなかったよね
I don't have a name. Huh?
名前君の名前
Oh, yeah, that. My name is... And? I didn't know. I didn't know my name. My name? There was no way it couldn't be. I should know it. It's my name. My very own name. Name. Then all of a sudden a shock shot through my whole body. Ooh, ah.
どうしたの
We're playing as My head hurt. It seemed like it would split right open. I held my head in both arms and crumpled forward.
大丈夫
Grinding my teeth, I desperately tried to endure the pain. Darkness blanketed my eyes. I couldn't see anything, I couldn't hear anything. The darkness invaded my brain and glommed together. It was a glob that would devour my brain and dissolve it into mush.
しっかりしてよね
I didn't know my name. Who could I possibly be? Next thing I knew, I was on a bed. thing was so white that it was slightly blinding. It smelled of disinfectant.
気がついた？
Shadow passed above me on the bed. You said this literally verbatim already. You looked at me as if she was worried. This is, instead of tuna sandwiches, do we just faint a lot in this one,
お
maybe?
かげさまでまた振り出しよ。
The beginning? Infirmary, huh?
ねえ、今度から倒れるときにはこの部屋の近くにしてく
Don't
れない？
decide to keel over? Best.
大変だったんだからね。君を背
I'm
負っ
like
て
8 years
ここま
old.
で来
It
る
can't
の。
have been that hard. Sorry.
あ、別に謝らなくてもいいんだけどさ。
Maybe it's just a debate. And the kid that we're playing as is actually Haruhi, and they were trying to trick me. And the other kid will still be around somewhere. If we are kid now, where is Takeshi? I have no idea. It was so long since the start of the game, I honestly don't remember how Takeshi's perspective started. I think it was with... what's her face? Sugumi for a bit. I don't think it was that long. It's alright, you don't have to apologize.
ところで思い出した？名前。
No, you're gonna send us spiraling again. Name. Let's write my name.
ちょっと待っ
See, look what you did.
て。無理に思い出そうとしなくていいから。またさっきみたいになっちゃうとあれだしね。
You said it very
こ
carefully.
れからいくつか質問するけど、とにかく落ち着いて体を楽にして答え
Alright,
てほ
bestie.
しいの。
What have you got for me?
いい？
Sure.
まず今日の日付はわかるかな？
No, I don't even know today's date. If I didn't look at the calendar, I'm not confident whether today is the 22nd or the 23rd, and I don't have amnesia. Today is the 1st? Oh, okay. May 1st, right?
日付は覚えてるんだ。じゃあ君の年齢は？
8 years age?
生年月日でもいいんだけど。
Tried hard to pull together the threads in my memory. My age, my birthday. I started to think about it. My temples began to
ほ
throb.
ら、深く考えないの。思い出せないなら思い出せないって、そう言ってくれればいいだけだから。
But that didn't mean I could just stop thinking about it. I endured the headache as I felt like I wandered lost through a forest. Here, exit hidden somewhere. Just didn't know where.
オッケー、わかった。君は自分の名前も年齢も生年月日も覚えてないのね。住所や電話番号はどう？
Telephone number? Do we have a
じゃなか
phone?
ったら家族
How
のこと
about
とか
friends? Definitely couldn't tell you about any of them.
何でもいいんだけど。
Oh, Haruhi! Haruhi Suzumiya! She's our
やっ
friend.
ぱり思い出せない？
Oh, I guess we forgot. Do you guys have phones? It was just like you said. I didn't have any memories of anything. A sense of something not being right gnawed at my mind. No, something closer to a sense of loss. I felt that I had lost the bulk of my existence. Like someone who'd stolen me away, and the me who was left was just an empty shell. The me that was there, who knew if it was the real me? No, you got split up and had two halves, and then it split into two people, and then they regenerated because you got the virus, but not really because he died in the other route, so I guess he doesn't have it, but he should have it because I said so. The instant the thought went through my mind, I was frozen by an icy wave of unease. Scared, isolated, lonely. You. I grabbed firmly onto Yu's hand. Why is she look so overjoyed? Her warm palm. That warmth was the only thing saving me.
大丈夫だよ。男の子なんだから、そんな泣きそうな顔し
What
な
are
い
you,
の。
a baby? She shot a smile. She shot me a smile as she squeezed my hand
記
back.
憶喪失ってそんなに珍しいことじゃないと思うよ。
Yeah, use it all the time. Amnesia.
記憶がないんだから記憶喪失でしょ。当たり前だけど。原因はなんだろうな。気圧障害の関係か、どこかで頭を打っちゃったのか。 何か精神的な強いショックを受けたのかもしれない。例えば過激なアトラクション
Crazy ride.
頭がパニクっちゃった
On a roller coaster, you could get amnesia. It's another reason for me not to do that anymore. We'll have so much special defense by the end of this. True.
心配しないで。きっと一時的なものだからすぐに記憶は戻るはず。
Think so?
そうだよ。大事故にでもあって脳に致命的な損傷を受けた。
Okay.
だけどね、
Thank you. That's very reassuring.
どうもそんな感じでもなさそうだし。
You put a hand on my hair and gave me a smile so bright I almost needed sunglasses. That smile flooded into my heart, wiping away the remains of the unease that was swirling there.
さあ、そろそろ行こうか。このまま子守歌でも歌って君を寝かしつけてあげてもいいんだけど、残念ながらそんなのんびりとしてられる状況じゃないのよね。
Any other
わ
people?
かるでしょ？
Is it just gonna be me and you for the rest of the game? I nodded and got off the bed. No time to relax. You started walking up for the floor, kicking cans. Maybe this is the route where we get to do things. My eyes stopped on the bluish ribbon on Yu's back. The ribbon seemed to have taken on water and glittered brightly, almost like the wings of a newborn fairy. She's got 3 ribbons! I didn't see her back. Oh, the implications. What's happening? Is someone getting shot? Oh. Oh, never mind. I could see it. It's there. Very large. You said that after trying to move the door with a weight several times. Those were the emergency stairs. Or more accurately, it was the passage on our way there. The emergency stairs wound in a spiral around a fat pipe. If we followed those stairs, they would take us to the floating island, at least in theory. But then right in front of us stood a thick steel wall. The wall had a small watertight door, and if we couldn't squeeze through that, we couldn't make our way any higher. This isn't the floating island yet, is it?
当たり前でしょ。それどころかヘルストボーデンだってまだまだ先なんだから。
What's Ersterboden? Ersterboden? Was that the first basement floor? What does that mean in terms of depth? How deep is it?
そうね。スバイトストックが34メートルだから30メートル前後ってとこかな。まだ4、5メートルくらいしか登ってきてないもん、この階段。
30 meters deep. 30 meters sounded so close, but in any event, if the door didn't open up, then that was it. Hey, I wonder why it won't open.
さあね。呪文でも必要なんじゃない？
We need to eat tuna sandwiches or the door won't open. Spell? You mean like open sesame? That kind of spell?
またそうやって真に受ける。
This lady's name being you is confusing when it says stuff like you nodded. So true. Also, hello, We just started a new route, so you seem right at home. Also, yeah, it is confusing, and part of me thinks that that was the point. I knew you. Well, what then?
教えてほしい？
Yeah.
聞かない方がいいかもよ。
Chunk subscribed at tier 1 and they've subscribed for 41 months. Oh. That's too many months. You've given me so much money. I always knew I was your favorite person.
どうするの？聞くの？聞かないの？どっち？
Also, thank you, What am I asking about? About whether it's a magic spell or not? I don't care. But I have to ask for the content. Buy a tuna sandwich with this! Oh my god, thank you! I'm gonna make a tuna sandwich emote.
Okay. なら教えてあげよ
Please
う。
tell me. This is better be as good as Coco's joke.
さっき君はいきなり水密費が閉まり始めたって、
Uh-huh.
そう言ったよね。
Yeah.
つまりあの扉は自動閉鎖されたんだ。
Closed automatically.
浸水を感知したレミが危険なエリアの水密費を自動的に閉めちゃったってこと。
Okay. What's Lemmy?
このレミュー内のすべての電子的システムを統括管理しているメインコンピューター。
Amazing. Okay.
その略称みたいなもんね。
So what?
だからね、きっとこれも
Clang clang. You knocked on the steel door with a lightly closed fist.
これもレミに閉められちゃったんだと思うの。
Okay. Amazing. This has got nothing to do with magic so far. I see. So in other words, the other side of this door is flooded with water.
多分
She'd been right. It really wasn't something I wanted to hear. If the doors were simply locked, all we had to do was find a way to open it and we could climb up to freedom. But if the other side was full of seawater, then thinking beyond that was no fun. So what do we do now?
他の非常階段を片っ端から調べてみる。それしかないでしょ。
Great. Surely this one will be open. Is this the same universe as Crazy Man and Woman that switch bodies all the time? Maybe. I mean, there's like concepts that exist in both games. There's this weird pharmaceutical company that exists in both games, so I assume so. You said that with a sigh and started heading down the stairs. Oh joy. After that, we tried 2 emergency sets of stairs in the area, but both were a waste of effort. We were shut off by thick partitions, making it impossible to climb up to Vitastock. According to you, there were a total of 12 emergency staircases in Limu. 12! 3 of those were closed off, so that left 9. You and I walked around the emergency corridors looking for those 9, but we met with a dead end. A dead end. A dead end. The watertight doors were completely shut and there was no way we'd be getting them open manually. I assumed it was. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But I wouldn't put it past this game to be like, well, no, because it would be debating us from the future. So, if anything, it would be Remember 11 that would pull the debate. There's no way we were getting them open manually. We gave up and headed out into the normal corridors to see if we could work our way around using them. And still, we met with a dead end, a dead end, a dead end. Inside the sprawling Limu complex was a web of several dozen corridors. We investigated each, only finding closed doors everywhere. It seemed hopeless. Both the normal corridors and the emergency corridors were sealed. All of them were blocked off. I hate that dungeon. The only thing left was to try was... Oh, this is where the Tudor sandwich shop is. With the elevators out of action, the emergency stairs were our only choice. Thankfully, 1/3 of the remaining 3 stairways were still operating, which meant that even if there was no going up, we could still go down. You and I wound around and around the spiral stairwell until we reached Vitastock, 3 floors underwater. Whoa, water! We're trapped in some facility? Yeah, we're trapped in an underwater theme park called Limu. For some reason. I don't know if they'd actually told us what happened. It was just like everyone tried to escape and then the pressure went bad and then everyone is trapped here now forever. And on the other route, we went down into the secret underwater medical facility and all died from a virus that we found out about like 20 minutes prior to dying. I mod that without thinking when we reached the floor. As far as I could see, the floor was a sheet of water that had flooded in. It was about up to my ankles. It's water flooding in from somewhere else. Once you mentioned it, I realized that there wasn't even a ripple on the water's surface. With no evidence that the water level was increasing. I looked around to be sure, and there weren't any signs that the water was leaking from anywhere. Well then, what's this? And don't worry, you might be thinking, oh, can't they just swim up? No, silly, that would be ridiculous. You can't swim up because swimming up is like swimming up a 50-story building, which is absolutely insane. It's unthinkable, so you can't do it. Anyway, This must be from the water that washes
ス
away
ワイト
Elliot.
ストックに溜まった海水がこのフロアに流れ込んだんじゃないかな。
Oh my lord! Hello! Welcome to this game. I love Ever-17.
非常階段とか通気口とか、とにかくどこかの経路をたどってここまで流れ落ちてきたんだと思う。
I'll not lie, of all the games to be rated on, I did not expect for it to be this one. Oh my god, a TwitchCon hype. Enjoy it. You have to see it. I thought it was just us, crazy people.
ほら、昔から言うでしょ。水は高きから低きへ。
What are you talking about, bestie? I was looking at my chat. But that saying about how water flows downhill, that's not a saying. It's just... Look at the physics. Oh, we entered a room from a door along the corridor. The room is massive. Ancient remains were steeped in water, making it seem just like the seafloor had risen up. I rated exactly because of this game. I take it you have played it before? I've done one route. It was... If I could remember... Takeshi? Perspective? Sora? Sukumi? Root? I don't remember. We just all died. The room's massive ancient remains were steeped in water. Bad ending. Making it seem like the seafloor had risen up. As you and I looked over the wide room, our legs splashed water all over. I like visual novels, but I've never heard of this one. Oh no. Well. You're in for an experience. At least for the next, what, 20 or so minutes live streaming? Our legs splashed water all over. Our drenched clothes were drying, so we didn't really feel the cold. The water on the floor was not as cold as I'd expected. But walking in water with shoes was, well, unpleasant. And we've done this for what? I think this is our third stream. And we've learned a bit. I wouldn't say it is the amount of information you would expect to know after playing a visual novel for like there or thereabouts 11 hours. But it's fine. We learned a lot about tuna sandwiches. Very true. So much. And also that Goth GF is horrible and I will never forgive her. Finally. When I turned into a corridor, we heard an unexpected sound. Bam 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 bam.
ねえ、今なんか聞こえなかった？
Is it our besties? We stopped to listen. Someone was hitting something somewhere nearby. There are other people here.
取り残された人
Is
が
it
いるんだ。
Haruhi Suzumiya? Other people that were left behind. So true. We ran at full speed in the direction of the sound.
おーい、誰か、デニ君、
Oh.
誰かいませんか？いませんか？
Two female voices were coming from inside the elevator. Why is this music playing? You and I looked at each other and nodded.
ちょっと待ってて。今開けてあげるからね。
Surely it will be Haruhi and not Coco.
うわ、よかった。
I don't know, it kind of sounds like... It kind of sounds like it could be Haruhi. Remember 11 is a great start to the series. Yeah, I guess to put it into perspective... I imagine if you like visual novels, you probably heard of Zero Escape before. And it was the same guy that did these. There's like I don't know how long the series is. There's the first three, and this is the second of the first three. And I think there's more of them, but I don't know about any of them. I played the third one, which is Remember 11, and then this one, not fully yet, we're just starting it really. And I don't know what the first one is about. It's about dating people, I think. Oh,
こ
good.
のまま誰も来てくれないのかと思って心配してたんです。
I don't know this voice. Is it Haruhi Suzumiya? The voice from his side sounded well. It didn't sound weak or injured.
って言ってもどうやって開ければいい
Unless
んだ
it's
ろう。
Sora. So I'd accept if I would use John, stop being a hater. It's okay to have a wrong opinion. So true. John subscribed for 41 months and we will bully him out of the chat for his opinions. You placed both of our hands on the door and pushed left and right.
もうなんで今日はこんな目にばっか遭うのよ。
Won't it open?
そんなの見ればわかるでしょ。
Oh my god!
ちょっと変わって
Okay.
ってば。
Messed up. I tried to switch places with you and reached out to try to open the door. It didn't
ほら
budge.
ほら、もっと気合い入れて。
I tried to put my fingers in the crack in the door, but my fingernails just barely squeezed in and nothing happened. Don't leave, you could be a hater. Ow. Blood started oozing from the nail of my index finger. But it was the digit next to it that caught my eye. The thumb on my left hand. Hey, I noticed a distinct mark on it. On the meaty part of the thumb? Someone point out where the meaty part is? Said it'd be along. I wondered if I had it for long. The mouth of the cut was swollen and milky white colored.
大丈夫？
Isn't it all meaty? Ross doesn't have one? Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. That question brought me back to reality.
血が出てるじゃない。ちょっと貸して。
You grabbed my left hand. I suddenly bent my thumb under it, hiding the scar. For some reason I didn't want her to see it. You took an adhesive bandage from a pocket and put it on the bloody finger.
まったく世話の焼ける子ね。
Thanks, you. Very sensitive. Thanks! My finger smelled faintly sweet.
まだ開きませんか？
What, does it look like it's opening?
もっと世話の焼ける子がもう一人。
What should we do?
あ、そうだ。
You muttered. She searched around the pocket for something, and she took out
チ
a...
ワーチワチワーチワチョチョチョピーン。
I assume the meaty part is where it bulges out most? This part is not meaty, it's bony, I would say. Is this the meaty part? I don't know. Silly child doesn't know how to describe
サイン
things.
ペ
It was just a felt tip pen.
ン。これをね、こうしてね、こうしてね、グリグリっとグリグリっとすれば。
As she said that, you screwed the capped end into the space between the doors. A gap appeared.
ほらね。
Whatever happens to other people? I don't know. There's some people in this lift, I guess. Maybe Uchikoshi has massive thumbs. Or he doesn't have any thumbs and just has to imagine what they're like. I jabbed my finger into the gap and started forcing the door open. The box inside the part that people ride was stuck right before arriving at Jitterstock. Above the door, jutting out some 50 centimeters or so, was the lower bit of the elevator box. It was that height where if I just stretched my hand out completely, it would just reach. If we could get the box open, then it seemed possible to pull the people trapped inside over to our side.
肩車。
Use one sentence said it all. As she implied, I stood in front of her and spread my legs, bracing
ほら、
myself.
どうして私が持ち上げなきゃなんないのよ。
Huh?
逆よ逆。こういう時は普通力のある方が下になるでしょ。
Aren't I like 2 years old? I went around behind you, wordlessly squatting down. You was wearing a skirt after all. So true. One reason I tried to be on top was because I thought it would savor the embarrassment. As I was thinking that, you straddled my head with her legs. I put both of my hands on my knees, supporting myself, and stood up all at once. Her soft Why? We didn't need to have this. Her soft thighs hugged on my head. She was pressed against the back of my neck. It was kind of nice. I'm losing it. Very important. Please help. The door. You took the marker and started prying it between the doors again. She stuck her finger in the gap. Then she opened the door with a flourish. It's Harry! She's real! Wow! With you on my shoulders, I looked up. A girl in a uniform was peeking down. Whoa! It's me! Ah! I didn't know why, but all three of us exclaimed at once. Just then, I felt like something like an electric shock run through me. Severe lights went off in my mind, and I heard the sound of something snapping. I was suddenly dizzy. Lost my sense of balance and swayed forward and back, and then forward and back, and then forward and back, and then swayed forward. My vision and consciousness were overrun by white. I couldn't take any more. I fell to the floor. It was a good job we didn't fall down the lift shaft. But like a marionette with its strings snipped. I love that OnStar story. Sorry. Hello, Haruhi. Things began to fall back into focus. I was lying on my back looking at the ceiling. The lights were shining down brightly. Shut up! Stop laughing! The girls were pointing at me and laughing. Their innocent faces were enveloped in a celestial-like light. Just like a couple of angels staring down from heaven? Why is this child like this? Why are you weird? Yeah, are you alright? That's what I want to say. I didn't know why. It was a bizarre sense of something like deja vu that came welling up in my mind. Felt like I'd seen it all before. The angelic, smiling faces somehow made me feel nostalgic. Like it was a fragment of some familiar everyday scenery. Couldn't explain it, but somehow I had that vague sense about things. We found another person that has very weird, not normal reactions to traumatic situations. Oh, they don't know because they've been stuck in the elevator. As I was about to answer, the girl cut me off. Hi, Haruhi! The girl said that as she descended from the elevator, tying her clothes back into place. Are they Oompies? Mayo! Oh. That's gonna go well with the tuna sandwiches. Mayo? The girl's name was Mayo? I thought it was Sarah. Hey, Mayo. I'm Mayo, actually. I'm so sorry. Oh, Christ. Hey! Oh, do I have any water left? No. Okay. Just have to power through for the next 8 minutes. So what then? Senpai, 覚えてないんですか?
特使ですよ。と救命館では2年生になるとボランティアの旅に行くことになってるじゃないですか。ナッキュ先輩だって今年卒業したばっかりなんだから。
I'll name these people? What? It's Mayo.
特使ね。
You.
特使貢献講師派
Civil Service Volunteer Program. Oh my
とは
god.
名ばかりで、実際にはただの協力的な集団旅行プロジェクトに過ぎなかったりする。どうせまたあれでしょ。 手前はレミューで働くお姉さんたちのお手伝いをしましょうみたいなさ。
Yumeikan is the same school Kokoro and Satoru went to. I knew that. You didn't even have to tell me.
ズバリそのまんまです。
Definitely.
私の時はユナイテッド
United Land.
レミューに変わったんだ。先輩見かけませんでした？他の生徒。救命館の2年はみんなここに来てるんですよ。
No, it's just Mayo.
見かけなかったけどな。
While the two of them were talking, I decided to take a peek at the elevator that Mayo was stuck in. I grabbed onto the entrance of the box and used my momentum to pull myself up. It was empty inside. I had two girls inside. I wonder if my mind was playing tricks on me. It was Coco's ghost. She's not in this room because Mayo is instead. I'd let go of the elevator and drop to the floor.
何やってんの？
You asked me that when I returned to the ground. Ask you what? I don't know, let's ask you. I don't know what we're asking it. Oh, well, before, didn't you hear two voices?
2人？
You shot the question right back at me and then looked at Mayo.
私一人だけでしたよ。
Oh, he's crazy.
他には誰も。
You can hear dead people. I see. Maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me. Mayo will glance at me from time to time. When our eyes met, she would look away.
ナッキュ先輩、この人は？え？ああ、この少年。彼はただの。
It's not that funny. I think I'm just delirious.
さっき会ったばっかりなんだけど、まあいろいろあってね。どうも、はじめまして。
It doesn't look like you think it's very nice to meet me. There's something a little off about Mayo's greeting.
こっちがマヨ。
Yeah, I know.
高校の時の後輩なの。
Losing your mind. It's what playing these visual novels does to me. Nice to meet you two. Then again, my words were pretty stiff as well.
本当はね、松永
Oh, there we go. So true. It's Sarah. Sarah? So why Mayo?
松永サラ。砂皿。砂皿だといえば？
Take it anymore. I'm definitely losing my mind after this. A tuna salad is loaded with mayo.
なんだって？ナック
I gotta act it up. I thought it was at least a play on like her name, but no, it's just it's literally Mayo. Ah, I see. I said that, but I still didn't really get it. I had the feeling that simple salad dressing was better suited to tuna salad. Well, whatever, it wasn't
と
important.
ころで、
Is that what we're gonna
Namae
eat
wa?
this time instead of tuna sandwiches? We'll just eat tuna salad. Name? Oh
君
no,
の
don't say
名
it.
前
My name is.
思い出せないんだってさ。は？記憶喪失なの。彼。記憶喪失？そうなの？
Yes.
すごい。
Cool! Wow!
なんかちょっとかっこよくない？記憶喪失って。
Oh, wow! It's kind of cool, like amnesia.
影のある男的な匂いがするもん。
International Man of
ほら、
Mystery.
例えばさ、闇の組織に追われてる暗殺者みたいな。
Yes, I mean, assassins. I wouldn't kill anybody.
だから真に受けんなっつーの。
Yo.
記憶喪失か。
No, they changed the name. He's not Mayo
本
anymore.
当にあるんだね、そういうの。
Well, at least you will keep calling her Mayo. Sarah keeps staring at me as if I was something exotic, like I were an angel, complete with a set of wings on my back. The divine and nostalgic feeling from before had vanished like an illusion. So true. The three of us aimed for an exit. Understandably, Sarah couldn't hide her surprise when she saw how the complex had changed.
何これ、なんでどこもかしこも水浸しなの。それどころか誰もいないみたいだけど。
While we walked, you brought Sarah up to speed with the situation. You was working at Limu on a part-time basis. I collapsed at the kiosk. After falling down, I was hauled to the infirmary. Finishing the story, you went on.
そしたらね、突然警報が鳴り響いて。
Alarm?
あれ、まだ君には話してなかったっけ。
Ow.
君が意識を失ってる間に緊急避難警報みたいなやつがアナウンスされたのね。原因はわからないけど、とにかく皆さん逃げてくださいって感じ。
Anyway, everyone, please escape. I'm sure that's why it said.
マヨは知ってるよね。
Mayo, you heard it, right?
はい。いきなりエレベーターが止まって中に閉じ込められちゃって。そのすぐ後だったかな。警報が聞こえたのは。でね、その時救護室には私の他に3人の専属スタッフがいたんだけど、その3人は外の様子を見てくるって言って出て行ったきり、待てど暮らせど戻ってこなかったの。部屋に残されたのは私と君の2人だけ。さすがに君1人を置き去りにするわ
Why
け
does she
には
look
い
like
かな
that?
かったし。それにね、その時私実はあんまり
Sarah, why do you look like that?
きっと子供かなんかがいたずらして非常ベルを押しちゃったんだろうって、そのぐらいにしか思ってなかったの。いくらなんでも子供のいたずらで緊急避難警報は発令されないと思いますけど。今考えれば確かにそう思うけど、でもその時の私はなんていうか、この少年のことで頭がいっぱいだったのよ。
You worried about me?
まあね。で、それからどうしたんですか？
What am I hearing? Like people screaming outside my window. I guess that's just nice background noise that I'm gonna have to listen to as we listen to Mayo and you. Everything after that was old news to me. He has lost it. No, it's not the voices, it's real. The closing of the watertight doors. Same voice actor as Rin Tosaka? Who? Oh, so true, this lady from Fate. And of course, you told Sarah about how we got washed away by floodwater. After that, you, Sarah, and I did a complete check of Dritterstock's corridors, but we met with a dead end, and a dead end, and a dead end, and you know what else is a dead end? The stream! Oh, I got you! I don't want to go too far because if I get into a part and I have to keep going forever, and then everyone's here and we're like, oh, what we're gonna do Zeromus? And then we were like, no, we can't do Zeromus because Michael's still playing Ever 17. That piece. Surely bowling is over. Yeah, I love FGO. When I was gonna say a kid, I was not. Around the time Fire Emblem Heroes came out, I was like, oh, Fate Grand Order is like Fire Emblem Heroes. I should play it. And then they just never released it in outside of the US, which is very upsetting. Well, and Japan. They just didn't release it in Europe. I was very upset. Not that I know anything about Fate at all. Anyway, I will go and eat something before Zeromus, probably for the best. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard about FGO and how grindy it is, then yeah, it probably was for the best. I also don't even play Fire Emblem Heroes anymore. But yeah, we got to watch everyone die today. That was exciting. VLR isn't happening on Sunday, so I will probably be streaming this also on Sunday for a change. It's not Saturday. If it was Saturday, I wouldn't be streaming. It is for me. So yeah, I should be streaming on Sunday, unless Evan suddenly decides that he's not taking the weekend off actually. But yeah, I'll be back on Sunday instead of on Wednesday for once, and I'll actually like not be tired, and I'll have slept the night before. It'll be great. It'll be the most cohesive, coherent Ever 17 stream you ever seen. But yeah, for now, I'll go eat something before we Zero miss. So I shall see you when I see you, Oomps. Thanks for coming. As always, I appreciate it. See you on Sunday. Doodles!